It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
It's a Token Tuesday. Get your fill here on K-Pop RC, cause it's a Token Tuesday. Go grab yourself a beer and sing it with me, cause it's a Token Tuesday. Let's have some fun, get out and bad. It's a Token Tuesday. Or just one more.
Oh my god, it's Tuesday. Oh my god. What's up, dudes? Welcome to Tall Can Tuesday. This is K-Pop RC. I am K-Pop RC, and you're joining us on Tall Can Tuesday. We're calling it Bro Science. Bro Science, man, because you can't see me. You can't see me at all. Now you can see me. Jeez. Oh boy. Oh boy. Maybe it's time for a beer. I think it's time for a beer. Double clutch. I'm gonna put you on because I'm just gonna lose it, I think, today. It's Tuesday.
Early, huh? Good evening, gentlemen.
God, it's Tuesday.
So
Are Tuesdays good? Are Tuesdays good for you?
Tuesdays are better than Mondays. Let's just say that. I'm not gonna.
Okay, yeah,
I'm
true.
not gonna be like Tuesdays are great, but like it's it's leading up to better days. That's the way I'm gonna see it.
Awesome. I'm gonna say hi to people. So let's see here. We've got some new faces in the comments, and then of course we got Scott. We've got Steve Nash is here. We got Slade, Scott Diesel. What's up, guys? RC Recreation, man. Great name. Always glad to see this face. And well, face. Are there faces? Jesus Christ.
Faces.
Fog City. What's up? Donald. What is up? Jeez. Rizzy. Lots of familiar faces here. Are there faces? Can I call them faces?
Yes, they're faces. Anymore. You just picture them in your own head. So
I'm just gonna drink beer.
Do it.
Oh man.
So my name is Brian, and I'm with Double Clutch Productions. And tonight I got a Liquid Death Buried Alive, and my snack of choice is going to be some Swedish fish.
Oh shit, snacks.
So those are some Swedish fish and Buried Alive Liquid Death. Those are my snacks and my beverage of choice. So say in the chat what your beverage of choice and where you're from. Well, I'm up in Coos Bay, Oregon, by the way.
I'm like up in Ontario, Canada, up in Canada land. So if you guys are close to like Buffalo, New York is really close to me. Ohio, like Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Ohio, New York State. That's right where I'm at.
Right, we got any Swedish fish fans in the crowd out there? Anybody like Swedish fish?
No. Everybody does have faces. Check it out, Scott Sand. All right. We should talk about you for a little bit, man. Because you got like you
have you.
Me? What? Nobody wants to hear about me. Man, I don't know. I was gonna play cool stuff.
Well, I got something to talk about. So I released some content today at around 6 p.m. And what I was able to do is actually retrofit a Kyosho Outlaw Rampage Pro IFS kit into the front of my Toyota two-wheel drive RC
Oh my God,
PRERUNNER.
wait. Hold on. I'm going to show pictures because, like, this is not.
And this was one of these, yeah, there she is. So this was kind of a dirty one-day build. We just got bored. And I've been looking at this Kyosho kit for a while, and I don't want to say I was like unsatisfied with it, but I just kind of feel like it just wasn't for me. There's some weird stuff that they did. There's not a lot of bodies that you can use besides the Kyosho body. The wheelbase is kind of off, but as far as scale like crawlers go, the IFS system on this Kyosho bulkhead is very close on the track width to like a crawler based wheelbase versus like a short course IFS kit would be like way too wide, or like a Baja Ray would be like, it wouldn't
too
be
wide,
scale.
sure.
Yeah, it'd be way too wide.
I
So
think
I'll
it
end up
looks
having to like
really
fix
good.
the fenders on this so that the fenders come out a little further to match the track width, because we did gain a little bit of track width on both sides. This is a little bit wider than the stock IFS, but it is such a gnarly system compared to the element system that was in there. It's like, I'm pretty stoked to take this thing out, dude. It came out pretty good.
So Brian, how are you going to widen the flares? Are you going to buy another body and just cut them so you have more like purchase and you can like slide out a portion of the body, outwards? Is that how you're going to do it? Does that
I
make
want to
sense?
do a whole clip, but what I'll probably end up doing is just doing exactly like what I did before, except these are a ProLine PRERUNNER fender. So ProLine came
Okay.
out with a Ranger body, and then it has these
Oh, I see
PRERUNNER
it.
over fenders that bolt on. And what I'll do next time is basically mock them up so that they sit much further out on the
I got you.
fender, and then maybe make some standoffs so that I can get that track width to look a little bit better. And then, yeah, these are some
Right.
pics of where I chopped the frame rail. So in order to actually make this happen,
yeah.
I had to chop the frame rails clean off.
Did
And the
I
original,
downloaded the video, right, Brian?
yeah, I
Did I
believe
download the
so.
video?
Yeah, I believe
All right,
so.
you
It's
keep
live, by
talking.
the way, too. So, but
Okay,
yeah, so
sounds
we had
good.
to chop the frame rails off to actually get that to fit in there. And it wasn't so crazy. My original plan was probably to get some Sencut Sen side panels that were gonna like bolt up and have it all rig up. And it just, when I mocked it up, I said I could just put some screws to this, make a little bit of adjustability, and make sure that it's square this way. And I should be able to trim it for what I'm doing to go straight enough. You know what I'm saying? But it'll shred hard compared to the old setup. So
Yeah, sweet. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see it actually run
yeah, it's
in that video, right? It's just the build video that you
yeah,
dropped.
it's just the build video. Yeah. I haven't taken it out yet. I mean, it's driven in the house, and
Right.
it's definitely way better with the front sway bar on it. It's gonna be cool to see this thing go shredded
Yeah.
up.
Is it cold where you are? Like when you go to the dunes by your house?
This
Like
time of
this?
year, yes, it's 40 right now. So 40
That's a
Fahrenheit.
nippy.
I don't know. Yeah, it's a little bit cold. It's a little bit cold, but in the summertime, it's just like it's real nice. I mean, it's t-shirt and shorts pretty much the whole
So
summertime.
awesome. Man, you have such a sick bash spot. Good
Yeah,
lord,
these
you go out there.
dunes, my wife actually found those dunes, and it's a walking trail that you can get out there. And I don't think motor vehicles are actually allowed specifically in this section, and this is only, maybe 15-20 minutes from the house, so it's really easy to get
That's so
to.
awesome.
Maybe a 15-minute walk from the car. So
Okay,
it's
so you
pretty
got to
cool.
walk a little bit. Okay, so you're gonna need
There
a.
is the camp spot. There's a camping spot that's there, and then it's like off of the camp spot. It's like maybe a 15-minute walk. So
You're gonna need a leash for that Baja. Oh, should I
yeah,
mention
I
that? Or?
know. So the good news is that I actually have a Baja 5B that should have been here on Sunday. The bad news is that it's delayed in Utah right now, and it's no shame to DDM, because DDM got the tracking out and got it out next day in the morning. So once it left his place, it's out of their hands. It's on FedEx. I don't want to call no one out, but FedEx.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, it's sitting at a distribution hub and hasn't moved since Sunday, and it was supposed to be here Sunday. It's supposed to be here today, and then at like 4 o'clock, it's like updated, no updates. They updated me with no updates. I'm just, it's frustrating. But we got a Baja inbound. It might be a little while before I can get the ESC and motor for it. We got the Flux version.
Maybe I can help you out
And
with that. Maybe I can help you out with that somehow. I'll see if what I can do.
we can work something out. That would be cool.
Maybe we can figure something out. Maybe Hobby Wing might send you one. I'll see what I can do.
Okay, we can work something out. I could.
Yeah,
I'll
man.
make it famous.
Well, the thing is, like, I mean, they're gonna be selling a lot of fifth scale kits, right? So I feel like
Yeah,
people
it's
who
coming
are gonna
back
be
for
making
sure.
content about these things, especially electric. It's coming back electric, really. I feel.
Yeah, I
Which
think
is
we're gonna see a new like a spec, like a motor and ESC, maybe just a fixed ESC setup. So Steven Smith says FedEx sucks. 100%
yeah,
agree.
100%,
Um,
100%. DHL is still a little worse in my books, but only because they have just messed up more of my orders. But that's about it.
we got James Magnumer says, "Hey, Double Clutch Production, I've been trying to get a hold of you. I'd like to bring a few trucks down and go rip in the dunes, dude. If you're like-minded people, we got trucks. Like I'm trying to get a little group of guys together, go out do some camping, some barbecuing, and basically just go out and do a little multi-day rip. We even got a casino if you're into that kind of thing out here. So yes, hit me
Oh
up.
my god. Yeah, let's see here. Joey was asking about body for an X Max. I don't know. Like, I don't have that much experience with X Maxes. Yeah, and I don't even know what you'd be looking for because the X Max is such a monster truck. So, like, I wouldn't be too concerned about wheelbase on those things. Like what's got to tuck in that wheelbase, but long A arms.
They make a
Really, I
few
mean,
bodies for the X Maxes, but what I would do is I'd measure your wheelbase, go to Walmart and buy an appropriate kids toy ATV and
yes.
jack the body off of it. And then there's a few videos on YouTube that show you how to attach that body, and then go get yourself a good, like a real doll, and
Oh yeah, yeah,
wrap it up,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah, true. Get yourself your own Skid the Kid.
Yeah, skid the kid,
Yeah,
bro.
why
It's
not?
it's gonna
Why
be a
not?
thing. I'm telling you.
I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. I mean, something's coming out on Saturday. I think the tease was in the opening of the Tall Can episode. Yeah, we shot some stuff and we got some air with the
It's dope,
Baja.
dude.
Yeah, we kind of didn't have a good spot where we ran the fifth scales for our like running video. So Nash and I on the weekend we like found a place that has some like nice elevation changes and bumps to elevation changes, so we can we can pull mountain bike moves and try to gap massive gaps.
Hmm. Is it an absolute
Uh,
no-no to take an HPI Baja out in the snow? I heard you mentioning about brittle plastics.
uh, yeah, it does get brittle. It just gets brittle. I think anything would. But also they're like it's pretty thick plastic, so I'm assuming that maybe they get more brittle because there's just more material
Yeah,
there.
yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah.
Um, I find that we also lost traction. The temperature actually screwed us on traction a little bit when we were there. It was almost around freezing, so the freezing we were bouncing on the freezing point,
Yeah.
and in the shade, the grass I think became almost frost, right? So it just became kind of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
slippery but hard,
Yeah.
you know. And so we couldn't get the tires, couldn't like, really grip in there, which is too bad. It's like unfortunately it's going to be build season soon. Like it's just we're coming on to
It
build
is.
season.
Yeah, and that's, it's just one of those things. And then the crazy thing where I live, it's like, we'll get a weekend where I have a gauge for the weather where I'll wake up and just go, man, it's going to be a nice day just on how foggy it is in the morning. And sure enough, it'll be cold,
Oh,
but
cool.
like that day right there was definitely not warm.
Right. But it looks good, man. The
Yeah,
sun is
it
like
looks yeah, it's crispy,
perfect.
man. It's crispy. So yeah, dude, that's I have a lot of fun out in the sand, and I just wanted to mention that I think some of your original sand dune Baja 5B content was like pretty inspirational
Oh
to want to
yeah.
get some paddles and go see some good
Yeah.
slow-mo action. So
I mean, it's 6 hours. Michigan Dunes for me is like a solid, no more, probably like a solid 7.5 hour drive. And also, I'd
hmm.
have to get into another country, which is fine. It's never been actually a problem. So, but yeah, that would be great to go again because that was really nice. And then we have dunes kind of close by, like 2 hours away, at a place called Sandbanks, but not like not like this. This is a bit different. This is
Kevin Klein's
glacial.
like, I just watched Double Clutch Productions' latest upload. Yeah, I usually try to
Yeah.
upload on Fridays, but I figured we'd have something
Nice.
at least that we can talk about here and send some of you guys over there once we're done with the Tall Can Tuesday.
For sure. I
So
don't
speaking of
even.
fifth scale content, I did come across another Flickr page that
Oh,
had some
nice.
scale garages before scale garages were a thing, and I believe it's another Japanese dude.
Hold
If
on,
you
I'm looking
open up,
for it. Open up.
it was a Otaka 0706, and I didn't put the link
Okay.
because I'm a dum dum. Let me see
Okay,
if I
that's
have
okay.
it.
Throw it on Discord and I'll grab it.
Roger that. So I found another builder on Flickr that had some stuff that's just like, dude, where is this stuff and why haven't I seen it before? It's not crazy. It's not like specific to RC, and you guys will see some of the little like scale modeling stuff, but it looks all like functional working, not just like plastic model stuff, but like real functioning like jack. Like it looked like a legitimate scale jack that you could actually like jack the truck up with. I was like,
Sick, yeah.
I'm curious to see what you guys are going to think about this, because this is
Hold on.
another one of these channels that like only exists on Flickr. I haven't been able to find it on Insta. It's in Discord.
Yeah, I'm there. Boom.
Copy that.
Right? Sweet. This
Yes,
is
sir.
it, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sweet. I always wanted this Tamiya, man. Right? That's a Tamiya. Am I crazy? Or is it just the Tamiya body? Probably just the Tamiya body.
I think it's just a
Look at
Tamiya
that.
body on something
Yeah,
custom.
yeah, it is, yeah. Very narrow trucks, those things stock. Anyway.
Oh yeah, they're like I feel like RC four-wheel drive was like, we need to be a little bigger than that, but not quite 10 scale.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Didn't HPI also have a little kind of like a solid rear wheel
They
axle?
did, yeah. It was actually a really good. I forget the exact name of it, but it was one of the first scale trophy trucks. It was pretty cool.
People in the comments will know for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
So
HPI,
Joey Barasassa says he finds it hard to keep the Baja straight in the dirt and snow. Studded tires would be a must. When I was talking,
yeah.
about
So
whipping into
Joey,
snow earlier.
Joey, the oil, the diff oil in burns out. So if you haven't changed your diff oil in the Baja in a while, it's probably just black and there's no resistance in there. So I would just like open it up when you get a chance and throw some like 9,000, 10,000, whatever. Don't use the stock one, Brian, that comes with it.
Yeah, can you over diff oil the diffs and like?
No, they're so beefy.
Too much in them?
No, because like even if you lock it up, the gears are just, there's so much purchase on everything in the Baja. They over-engineered it because the gas engines really freaking smack those gears really hard, like on the engagement point of the gasoline engine. So what you want is, what you're getting is quite a robust, super thick gear set. I doubt you're gonna chip any teeth. In fact, we had Scale Builders Guild was going full jam backwards and then hitting forwards to get like wheelies to happen, and yeah, nothing happened. Like I would have thought.
I would have thought it would have just spun the drivetrain immediately. Yeah.
Just taking it out, but no, it's very strong, very strong, very strong.
Oh,
I wish I had one I could show you.
Kevin Klein said it's an HPI mini trophy, and that is that truck.
Correct. Yeah.
That is that truck.
Right.
And then also RC Premium Northwest. How about the 132 scale Orlando trophy truck? Have you seen that little mini in the palm of your hand?
We were laughing about how hard it is to put together because we're too old.
Yeah, get all geriatric on it. Just like, I need my glasses and my mini screwdrivers.
I'm telling you, that's what it's gonna be like.
So, have you got to the mini scale jacks of this?
Not yet.
So I just want to give some credit. This Flickr page is called Otaka0706.
Yeah, right here. I'll paste it in the description at the end of the stream.
Cool.
This one didn't make it just
yet.
Thank
you, sir. Yeah,
sick paddles.
So these are some rippers. And this is another one of these like weird blending of looks to be like more of like a modeler, somewhat like there's a good example of some modeling, his modeling abilities blended with a little RC. And that's something that I follow a few like scale diecast builder Instagram pages that do some really slick like models, and I'm like, man, I'd like to see some of these guys take their hand at some RC builds.
Do you think these builds see dirt?
Maybe once a year. I mean, so. not like we use our stuff, but I don't think these are too expensive to be shelf queens, in my opinion. These guys, like the sand guys with the Bajas in Japan, they for sure take them out like once a year for a meeting. And that's something
Just by
that
looking,
we'll
because
actually get into later in the
this
podcast.
is fifth scale, right? This is
Yes,
a fifth
sir.
scale
I believe
one, right?
so. Yeah.
I mean, it's got the bead locks of like a Baja
Exactly.
5
5T
TSC.
SC. Yeah. Exactly.
But it doesn't look like he's ever run those wheels. Like if you were gonna
No.
run a fifth scale, those it just shred, like everything gets shredded pretty quick. It'll never look the same. This
Gone.
looks like, I mean, maybe just clever lighting. I don't know.
No, I
But
think
I love
I think these are fresh. I think these are like never touched dirt
Oh
yet.
yeah, never
like
touched yet. Oh, here
yeah,
you go.
yet.
Oh, there you go. Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah, these are
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just wanted to see your
Oh.
guys' opinion on some of these things because they look to be like actually functional. You know, when I come across stuff like this, it just whenever I'm like, what the, and have to like stop and like, you know, I've seen it all and I've never really haven't seen it all. So I just wanted to give some credit to this dude because I feel like everyone
for
can
sure.
appreciate some scale as shiitake.
Hell yeah,
jack
especially
stands, you know what I mean?
especially fifth scale, especially
Yeah,
fifth scale
exactly.
scaleness. I never thought to bring scaleness into fifth scale, but this is totally.
He says it doesn't
changing my
look like
mind.
fifth scale Robert Leone, and I'm like,
I know, but it is
yeah,
because but it is because look at the bead locks and also I think it says here that's a Kraken. That's a Kraken cage for sure.
Yeah, I think so.
That is a Kraken fifth scale.
Yeah, mini jack, bro.
Somebody was saying how they're like they're more scale for scale looks. They're very heavy trucks. These ones. Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna keep moving.
Yeah, keep on rolling. Keep it rolling.
Let's see what's going on here. Pro Eagle. Yeah, okay, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah,
that looks
this is actually the picture that
very much like a Kraken.
King Dave
Twin.
Motorsports used as their marketing piece for that Kraken cage. And I
Right.
believe that's a Kraken cage.
It is.
I'm
Yeah, it is.
not. Yeah, I think so.
Well, oh wait, hold on.
I figured out those sand paddles that I was trying to figure out. Those are actually the OG RC four-wheel drive one fifth scale. Yeah. And immediately I'm like, man, they look good, but let's just say I was super unimpressed with their sand tires in the 1.9 size.
Interesting. Well, I think these are just scale look. You know, the Proline ones work.
The paddles
well.
will probably work, but the whole point of the front sand tires is to get flotation. So all of these sand tires, even Proline has been doing this recently where I'm like, man, this like they don't have someone in-house that has real experience because you need flotation in the front out of the sand. And the more domed the tire is, that's how you achieve that.
Right,
so the flatter the tire, the more you're just, you know, kind of chomping around. Yeah, it's really relying on the rib.
Man.
Anyways, yeah, I just thought there was a couple on there that I was kind of impressed with. He also did this scale garage that I wanted to get your guys' opinion on right there. Like,
oh, that's it. Right, yeah.
What
nice.
is that, dude?
Oh man,
what is that, dude? Have you guys ever seen anything like that? Like, so I looked at
when I was watching
and I'm like,
the Tesla trucks come out, you know, when I was watching freaking the semi Tesla drop
let's just
or whatever.
appreciate the light pods on the stage that are scale to the scale of the truck.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, talk about photorealistic. A little too much, right? Like,
no, it's great.
Man, I don't know. When
I'm into
when
that.
I see stuff like that, it really just double take.
Lights of fire under
double
you.
take,
Oh
man.
shit. Yeah, so I was thinking of doing one, but I was going to go like industrial. So I was going to make like an industrial factory. I haven't seen one do like oil pipes and stuff.
That'd be actually a really cool backdrop, like to do your glory shots and stuff on your builds.
Yeah, totally. And then
like
what would be really cool
for the Skyline build.
Yeah, but what would be really cool is to create a bunch of different 2-dimensional, but 3-dimensional, but shallow 3-dimensional sections, so that like in the photo you can add foreground, midground, and background elements, and you can move those
like the
a little
models of
bit.
Star Wars.
Yeah. Oh my god. Of course. Yeah. Oh my god. That's
for
just
sure,
like,
dude. Anyways, there was a couple cool builds in there. I thought it was something to look at. Whenever I see stuff like that, I just wanted to like share with somebody. I'm like, guys, look at it. It's crazy.
Listen, if anybody's just joining, this is not real. This is a model. So this is a fake garage set for someone's scale as shit replica pre-runner
Looks to be fifth
RC
scale.
cars. Fifth scale.
Looks to
Yeah,
be
it looks to
fifth
be fifth
scale.
scale. Yeah, yeah.
And
true,
if you
true,
imagine fifth scale, the size that place needs to be to,
true.
I mean, that's your whole bedroom, bro. His
I mean,
bed
the
pops out from
exhaust.
the stage.
Look at the exhaust on that
I
fifth
know,
scale.
I know, dude. It's so good.
Oh God, it's so
Ah, it's
awesome.
so good. I think they have some close-ups of that truck too.
Oh, I'm gonna. Yeah, there it
Yeah,
is.
there it is.
Oh no, it might not be. It's not fifth
No,
scale.
it's Yeti based, huh?
Yeah, Yeti base for sure.
So
And
10,
10 scale Yeti,
1.1011, yeah, 1/11
10.
scale or whatever. It's a big ass
Yeah.
Yeti because it's not 10.
But he welded his own cage. You can see the
Oh yeah,
welds.
for sure. Yeah. Excellent. I mean, come
Excellent.
on, dude. Come
Yeah,
on.
so good.
These guys,
Can't.
I would
This
love to
is
see these things
crazy.
shredding.
What do they
So
do? Like,
rad,
what do you
dude.
do for work? What
All right,
does this
let's
guy
do
do
some
for work?
comments.
Oh yeah, for sure. We should have 1/5
Yeah,
scale
so
RC drifters.
Landon Denham says that's crazy detailed for that size. I'm like, dude,
See here.
that is crazy detailed for that size.
Yeah, there we go. Oh,
Oh,
gotcha.
I got, yep, my bad. Taking over.
Yeah, man. It is crazy detailed for that size, for sure. But also kind of like, it is kind of like using photography to fake perspective. It's
Yes,
heavily
100%.
backlit, right? You got a nice
100%.
backlight. This guy knows what he's doing with a camera just as much as he knows what he's doing with
But the
the
build, well, he
model
might
making.
not even be the guy taking the pictures, maybe, but
Well, like just if you look at the backlight on everything that needs it, it's pretty intense. Like, it's smart. And also in post, he darkened this corner and this corner. Anyway, whatever.
we got Antonio Ramirez says we should have 1/5 scale rear wheel drive drifting.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to convince Cardinal to like lend me an FC so I can design a slide rack for the front of one.
Wow.
That would be the coolest, but I kind of have to bug him about it because it's not a big market, right? So
No, well, it isn't yet. You know, a lot of these
true.
European guys
That's true.
are spending full race team efforts into these things. So I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, I
you
mean, it's
never
different. It's
know.
different. It's
So
a different
RC Rec
world.
Creation says, "Where's Nash, man? Nash has got a job that's
Nash has a
probably
job.
not coincides with how late we're up, and I don't know what time it is in the old Canada A's, but I think it's
10
kinda
o'clock.
late.
It's 10
Yes,
o'clock.
10 o'clock.
Yeah,
10
no,
p.m.
I'll get Nash on here again for sure. Maybe next week, maybe the week after. I don't know. It just depends. He doesn't know when he's gonna be working. Sometimes he has to be on call. So like, it might be bad for him to be like, yeah, I'll stay up till 12 o'clock at night, and then I have to work at 5 in the morning or something bad. So Cardinal Racing is not near me, Blue Groove. Cardinal Racing is in Vancouver. There's some exciting stuff happening with Cardinal Racing. So if you're not following them on Instagram or on Facebook, on the Facebook groups, definitely check out Cardinal Racing. He's got some exciting stuff happening. Yes, it should be fun. And I'm going to visit him next year, and we're going to do a whole bunch of content together. So it should be good times.
And if you
There
guys
he
haven't
is.
checked it out, MCD, he did a video on the MCD Cardinal
yeah.
Racing where he went out there and did a build with him and showed kind of like, that whole
just like
process,
straight
and
build.
it's a banger video. It's awesome.
People got mad because I didn't run it. yeah, it was a mistake. The concept was a mistake.
So Richard Hordick says you look up Cyclone XC used to build cages on YouTube. Yeah, he's one of the inspirations for me wanting to get an RC trophy truck.
Young kid,
that
man,
was one of
went
the OG,
to young kid. He went to university. Probably he's building real trucks now.
Yeah, I would hope so. He's doing something, but I mean, it gets to a point where you can't be welding in your living room.
Oh, I have been there.
And so it's like you have to kind of like that's when you come to a path and you either
yeah, true. That's true. That's true. It's true, man. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm probably gonna end up welding in my living room next year.
Hey, bro, invite me over so I could, I'll bring the welder's helmet. We could just kick it and
freaking lays down some
good to me.
puddles.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, lay down
beads.
some beads, bruh. Some dimes. Drop some dimes.
Drop some dimes.
What did they paint the headers with? I believe it was just copper
Okay.
paint. I think it was like PVC pipe and then copper paint. I can't remember. I looked up this build earlier.
You got what's this? Liquid chrome. We got liquid chrome. If you're looking for so maybe I know a lot of guys, what they'll do is they'll actually use this in airbrushes. So they'll like break these open, and then you can actually use rubbing alcohol mixed with this to dilute it a little bit, and they'll hit it with an airbrush, and then everything else is copper paint, like Brian's saying there, right?
Nash is here, by the way. Just want to let Nash
Oh,
is
there he
okay.
is.
He's here. Nash is here. What up, Nash?
He's here. Nash is here. Everybody say hi to Nash.
What's up, Nash?
What up?
He says he's got to crash soon, so that's he's
there you go.
He's got to do his thing.
But yeah, this guy is a legend, man. This stuff looks really good. I need to fuse. I need to fuse my scale as shit with my 5th scale, man. This needs to happen. You're right. You're right, man, Brian. You didn't even say it, and you're right. When you're right, you're right.
We're going there, bro. We're going places. That was another thing that I wanted to bring up after we look at another Flickr page. I don't know if this is like, is this boring to you guys? Because I want to check out a couple more of these 5th scales because I'm thinking about getting a cage for my Baja, and I don't really know which direction to go. Do I get a little wire fed welder and build it up? How much weight is that going to be tugging around? Do I care about that? Basically, like, where do I go from this point? Because I really like the look of K-pop's Baja, and I believe it's got the class 1 Kraken cage, or is that the discontinued Kraken cage?
It's the discontinued Kraken cage. Hold on, we can look at it, but I'd have to switch things around. Yeah, so it's the older Kraken cage, the first Kraken cage that they came out with. I can't remember what it was called because it's been discontinued for so long. But and then they had the Team Chase cage, right? And the Team Chase cage was great as well. What was cool about it was it would hold your Lexan body together. So if you would tumble, it wouldn't shatter into a million pieces.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, some under structure.
But on like during racing, it was amazing because if you would ever flip the Baja over, it would bounce. It would bounce back on its wheels. And it happened all the time. It would just, when it would flip over, it would just tap and roll back on its wheels and just keep going. Yeah, that was the best part of that cage, I think. The Team Chase cage, for sure. For sure. Faux show.
I mean, the Team Chase cages still look pretty darn cool, and they're like, I mean, when they're in stock, you could find them for like 100, 120 bucks, usually 130 bucks. These are
so
big coinage just for a cage. That's one of them, yes. And then there's the
pricey.
That's a Sanrail cage, and then they got the class 1, which is more kind of based on what you have.
Yeah,
that's
I like
it right there.
Better. I mean, the one thing that I don't particularly like about it, and maybe it's just my personal opinion, is just the kick up.
Yeah,
it's very flat. It doesn't look right.
It doesn't look
so it would have to be modified. But I know Double Clutch, if you were to buy something like this, you'd probably just like cut that whole thing out, push it down, right? Like you just push the nose down a little bit, fixed.
There's always a reason why they do stuff, and it's like, unless I could figure out a better way, sometimes, I wonder if that's like behind where the front wheels protrude. That's an old school thing. So in desert racing, the bad thing, you don't want to get bucked from the rear and then come into some like big old gnarly dubs, like with the nose first. So what a lot of the teams do is they build the bulkhead so that the tires sit like basically forward. Yeah. So when you land on the nose, there's suspension, at least a little bit of suspension before it hits the skid plate. Yeah.
Just make sure you have limiting straps if you rely on that for sure, because you might pull a shock apart. Yeah. That happens a lot with the 5th scales because there's so much mass. If you don't have limiting straps on yours? You got to, yeah. I mean, I don't have one on the new Baja because I kind of forgot to ask for them. But yeah, you need them because when you tumble, you'll hit the arm the other way, and it'll pop the bottom of the shock eyelet, the plastic part of the shock arm or shock.
Do you happen to know the length of the limiters that you need? Do you know off the top of your head?
Oh no, not off the top of my head.
Okay, I'll hit you up later.
Yeah, I'll for sure. I think I have a set.
I got a Baja. I got a Baja, dude. I mean, I don't have the power supply or any of the other stuff, but I got bodies, I got paint, and I got a Baja kit, so I'm pretty pumped on that. I don't know if I would have one if it wasn't for guys like K-pop creating like legit 5th scale content. Just want to put that out there.
What have I done?
Just want to put that out there.
It does look pretty good there.
Yeah, but it's also like if you painted it all black, it would probably flow better, wouldn't it?
Yeah, there's just something like
I don't know.
Weird
let's take a peek at that 2-strokers fab. I wanted to show you
where is that?
I
Hold
got
on.
the in the document I sent you. It should be the
Mhm.
first link. Two Strokers Fab and Design. So last Tall Can Tuesday, for those of you that weren't there, we actually checked out another Flickr page that specializes in fifth scale custom builds. And I don't really know for sure, but it looks like they are based in at least Asia or maybe Japan. And it's called Two Strokers Fab and Design. And we only got a chance to like get a couple pages in because the builds were so crazy. You could just sit there and we were, oh, look at the bodies. It was like hard bodies that he was molding off of Lexan molds and split molds and some pretty wicked stuff. And then I trolled that a little bit later and was like, dude, like it just kept getting like more and more. I was just like, wow, dude, some of these builds are wild. So I was looking at the rear paddle tires, trying to figure out the brands because I really like the look at some of this stuff. And I'm super unfamiliar with any of the brands or anything for fifth scale. So I'm kind of like looking at this and like got like getting notes, taking down my notes and trying to like kind of pre-plan some of my ideas that I have on places that I want to go and paying homage to some old buggy teams and potentially getting some cages, potentially making my own cages. Um, so I was pretty stoked to find content like this. And I think the last time we were looking at this, we were all looking at some of the Baja bugs and then we looked at some of the Funko cars. And it just amazed me that each one of these fifth scale builds almost looked like they were not like just a cookie cutter, that they were just completely almost one off. Each one had its own little character and its own little touches to them. And it just, the attention to detail impresses me. His presentation impresses me. The just the overall everything about these. I'm just like, man, dude, I need to get in contact with these individuals and see what's going on and see if they're still doing stuff.
So Brian, man, I know the guy. I'm friends with him on Facebook now. So, you're not on Facebook though. But yeah. So the guy's Akihiro. I'm gonna
Yes.
butcher his name. But yeah, so he's on Facebook, and he I think he takes his orders on Facebook. So he actually sells these cages.
Yeah, no, another person reached out to me and is like, I don't do Facebook things. So they basically said that this dude is available to like, he's actively producing cages. These are all customer
Mhm.
builds from what I understand.
Totally.
So rad,
Which
dude.
is
So
awesome.
rad.
Which is so rad. What does that cost? I wonder. That'd be
Big
awesome to
time.
know.
You know, if you have to ask, that's usually the first problem, but that's
I
what
know,
I've
right? Oh
heard.
man. Because I keep, trying to figure out how to be like smart with your money, and it's like don't spend more than you make, and I'm like,
It would be
that starts
not
to sweat
crazy.
a little bit.
I don't think it would be crazy difficult to figure out to you could eyeball a cage up in a
Oh
couple of
yeah,
days with a decent welder and figure it out. My whole thing is like,
I wouldn't.
how much weight is it? Do you need to start upgrading suspension? Like I don't know enough about the springs and parts, and I'm just gonna
Yeah, I mean,
enjoy
I
my
got a
Baja and try
swath.
to
I have a swath of parts for that, but
bins.
yeah, I think it should be pretty straightforward. What I would do is actually design it in CAD, so that you can split everything in 2 dimensions,
And
and you can
just do
actually,
one side instead of the whole thing.
yeah, or just print, yeah, as well, and then also print out a template guide so you can bend the
The
main
tubes
hoops,
exact
and you
every
have a
time.
guide. Yeah, and you can even screw screws onto plywood sheets to create kind of templates for that.
I mean, if you look at a lot
You
of
just have
these
to
are
be
not
really
bent
smart.
tube.
You got it. Yeah, they are a lot. There's a lot of bent tube for sure, for sure. In some of these, more than others for sure. But like that
So
hoop there,
sick,
that would
dude.
be tough, right?
Yeah, that's a tough one. And then to do two. I know what you mean.
Well, when I did the Porsche, because I was doing a Porsche hoops,
Yes. Yep.
they had to go out for the windshield and kind of taper in. So they both had a
What a
bend in the
funky
three
angle.
dimension. It's a tough one, but it worked. I got it. I just can't weld
Bending.
on my roof anymore. Can't weld
Happy
on the roof.
birthday, K-pop. It's your birthday, dude. 10 scale
Oh
garage
shit,
just
10
blew
scale
some dues. What? Oh,
garage.
sorry, I took it away. I'll let you get on
I
those. I'll keep
appreciate
taking
you,
away.
10 scale
Thank
garage.
you, 10 scale.
If anybody else wants to throw, some cash at me for my birthday, I would much appreciate it.
And he hits you with the Walmart $9.99, like
Like,
$9.99. Get it while it lasts.
oh, I think that's a YouTube thing. The YouTube thing's like, it can't be
I know
$10.
you
It just
can't. It
doesn't
can't
look
be
right.
10. Nope.
I don't
Can't
know
be.
why. What the hell is that? But no, but much appreciated, 10 scale garage. I'm glad you remember my birthday. Also, happy birthday to 10 scale garage. It is also his birthday. The reason he remembers my birthday is because it's
Oh,
also
because
his
it's
birthday.
his birthday. That's why. Well, mine was
That's
on
why.
the 10th of last month, so we're pretty damn close.
Pretty close, man. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. TJ saying happy birthday. I appreciate you.
Yep. TJ, thank you, TJ.
Nice. Anyway, these are
Cheers.
pretty sweet. I actually put
Yeah.
some. I actually put some of these photos on my edit suite, so we could look at them a little bit in more detail.
Very cool. Very cool.
But we can move on a little bit. Let's do look at this. Let's do look at this. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for a second so I can switch things around though.
Dude, TH man says my youngest son turned 5 today. We'll tell that little man happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday, man. Good Lord.
Happy birthday.
Little man's growing up. Soon he's gonna be in college. Is that a thing?
And Craig Bollinger had a good point. He says, hit that like button for his birthday. If you guys already have it.
Yeah, if you can.
You guys are watching.
Amazing. Appreciate it, guys.
That helps the algorithm. That helps YouTube get confused. And
for sure. Every Tuesday is my birthday. So just a heads up.
Look at that ripper.
Look at this. Okay, we're going to do look at this. All right, so if you guys don't know, we've got a little bit of a, I don't know, segment we'd like to call this or that. Let's see if it plays. Oh, it might not play. Yeah, it's going to play. Ooh, that's loud. Is that loud?
Not terrible.
This or that. This or that. All right, guys, if you guys don't remember, we were talking about the new Hoonigan car. The new Hoonigan car is a Subaru-based wagon. It kind of debuted at Goodwood. Remember? It did, right? Goodwood?
Yes, it did. That was the first debut. Yes, sir.
Oh, shit. Did he
Send
send
us
another
$69
$10? Bro, you didn't have to send $10. I owe Hallie like a whole bunch of beers. I totally do. Anyway, let's see here. This thing is sick. It is like an old freaking Subaru wagon that they took and they like modernized like freaking crazy. It is absolute fire, and it's just because I love wagons. I fucking absolutely love wagons, and this thing just tickles my nutsack in the right way. Holy
yeah, dude.
moly.
Just the perfect little, just enough to like, get you excited.
Right?
Not, like come back.
Chota sensation, man. Chota sensation, like right over the crest, the roller coaster crest.
So speaking of DJ Apothecary, did you guys see the new Gymkhana with it? And I think that's where we're segueing into.
Yes, of course we are. Of course we are. They didn't have a lot of.
Has not seen that, by the way.
We're gonna wait. It's gonna take a while because they're like there's a delay on the comments for us a little bit, I think.
I got you.
But check it out. So this is Travis beside this car. It is like a fully carbon fiber body. It's on a tube chassis, four-wheel drive. It's got the new EJ motor, I believe. It's not using the old STI block. They have not totally. It looks exactly the same. I don't really know what's different about the new like performance gasoline Subaru engines, but other than the fact that they have had the EJ set up for 30 years and like you can bolt a new EJ engine to an old 30-year-old chassis and everything kind of bolts together. It's like quite a Lego block setup. So I wonder how much this has changed, but it's super, super sick. And yeah, they didn't really tell us much about it. They showed it off at Goodwood. This is an image from Goodwood. And they did kind of show off the active aero. So they have these little flaps like on the fenders, and that kind of helps with steering and kind of drag. And then also there's a wing on the top of the roof, and that wing also flips up and creates some kind of active aero, whether that's like massive amounts of braking or creating downforce on the rear wheels. I'm not 100% sure.
It's similarly based on the Air Slayer, I believe. So if you guys remember the original Subaru that he did last year's Gymkhana video with.
This one,
that,
right?
Yeah, the OG. Yeah, that's the OG Air Slayer, and that had active aero as well. That was controlled on a separate handle on a hydraulic system, and that would allow him to basically control pitch it, the attitude in the air, so he can fly.
I can't believe he was controlling it. Like I was surprised that it wasn't some kind of like
no, it was like
program.
You can see when he jumps the Hoonigan cigarette boat through the delta there. You could see him he grabs it twice and it's like he gets the nose to kick 2 times.
Nice.
It's like, whoa, crazy. Like a RC car do when you give it a little, you know what I mean? Give it a little.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know. Anyway,
Attitude
we can look at some of it a little bit.
Oh man, this thing rips so hard, dude.
Yeah, I flopped it, so hopefully they don't flag us for this. This is technically fair dealing, Hoonigan.
If they do,
We're
that just
talking
means you're
about
doing
it.
it right. So yeah, this is for this is for educational purposes. And our
Yeah, we're talking about
education
it.
is to see how rad.
50-50?
Yeah, a little 50-50 grind. For those of you that haven't peeped this, Hoonigan comes out with these Gymkhana videos, and this is the latest Gymkhana video featuring Travis Pastrana's new Subaru wagon. Just saying.
Super sick. This is how I should be thinking about filming RC cars. It becomes way less fun when you do that. So, but every time I watch one of these, I always think about like, oh my God, how many setups they have, how many camera angles are they shooting, like how many times they have to do it, whether or not they've done it multiple times based on how many skids are already
Skids
on the
you can see
road.
on the ground. Yeah, for sure, dude.
So like onboard, that's one onboard shot.
There's the air brakes come out the front fender. He gets down on the
Drone,
brakes.
drone shot,
In car. Okay, not yet,
side
but
shot,
side shot. In car.
long lens, in
In
car,
car.
point of view, point of view, point of
Yeah.
view. Another drone shot. Damn.
Yeah, so good.
Same drone,
dude.
obviously. Good lord. So this guy's got we can count the cameras, eh? Holy crap! There's 5 GoPros on that Ski-Doo.
Easily.
Oh, maybe 1, 2. Anyway, just interesting to see like what they do.
Those are small cars too. I don't know if you guys have ever been around like that. Those G wagons like back in the day, like they're not big. They're not big cars. Like they're like the OG late '80s Honda Accord Civic size kind of. Like
They're
for
tiny.
size
They're
comparison,
tiny.
yeah, they're small cars.
For sure, super tiny. Anyway, go back. Love the 4-wheel drifts, man. Love the 4-wheel drifts. Also love him like bouncing off a limiter too. Is pretty great. I want to see look at this shot. So they have another shot just pointing at his like hands.
Yeah, the hand controls, sequential
pretty
shifter
cool.
and a handbrake.
And I think they do the pedals as well. And I think they have
Yep.
one pedal shot facing him, which is pretty crazy as well. That was a cool edit. Check it out. Look how fast that cut was. So good.
Yeah, boom, boom, and then yeah, dude, it's clever. This is another one of those.
And then
examples,
they hold long on it. Oh my God, yes. These guys are the kings. I mean, because they have to be creative with it.
How many of you guys think Travis Pastrana was straight made to do these kind of videos, dude? Like, this is so tight. Look at the proximity on that pylon, bro.
Yeah, right. Like it's crazy. Like,
dude, that's.
And look, he's done it once before. Only once before. There's only one set of tire tracks. Oh, but here not. Look, coming in here. He's done it like 6 or 7 times.
Such a ripper, dude.
Oh, it's so cool.
This is also too a Hoonigan partnership with the Son of a Digger, which is also another Gravedigger's son and another Monster Jam. So it's kind of cool to see Hoonigan get a little more involved in a little bigger motorsport.
Yeah, I shook hands with what's his name?
Yeah, in the video, Dennis Anderson.
Dennis Anderson,
the king himself.
Right. Yeah, because we had the East Coast Nationals, 5th scale East Coast Nationals.
That was some cool content you had, dude.
That was pretty good, fun times. Oh, the active aero was so sick. Hold on, I'm gonna rewind. I keep forgetting to keep.
God, look at the. I mean, come on.
So that active aero is doing what? I guess it's like pushing so he doesn't nose down.
Yeah, and it's hard for me to just sit here and speculate, but I mean, if the way that the last car worked was that it controlled nose pitch, so you could bring the nose down, because the biggest problem with these cars is that if you get wind underneath, they're just gonna parachute out.
They're gonna parachute out, or like
they just
do whatever, do some weird things.
Yep. So the idea is that if you can get the nose down and control that was what the Air Slayer did. This thing, I think it's just freaking downforce, to be honest, dude.
They added a lot of sound to this video. So like whenever he gets air, they like throw in a dull hit, like it's like dull, echoey, slowed down hit. You hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, dude, I'm in love with that thing.
Oh, listen to the tires hit, eh? Oh, I'm gonna turn it up so everyone can hear it, although it might turn it up too loud. So awesome. Oh my god, so awesome.
Yeah, he damn near killed himself filming this multiple times from what I was reading about. Look at that air brakes, dude. Jeez.
Right? Holy I mean, shouldn't it pop up? Oh yeah, Cletus. So funny.
Yeah, from what I was reading, he had two major wrecks that they didn't really, from what I can see, they didn't really even tap into and film. But
They're probably not allowed to because then, they wouldn't get permission to shut down city streets.
yeah,
I
it's
wonder.
storytelling too, so it probably
True.
just doesn't
Yeah,
fit
true.
with the narrative, right?
I don't know. Like, I feel like with the Hoonigan guys, it's kind of like use it,
They
put
just
it up
get it.
front,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Oh shit, he tumbled it. Let's throw it first 4 frames. Let's go.
Yeah,
Thumbnail.
I think Travis was
tumble.
made for this stuff. It amazes
Oh,
me.
for
I
sure,
mean,
for sure, for sure.
he's come a long way with his driving too.
Well, he was doing WRC for a while, right? He's been like for 10 years now, no? Like, or not
Yeah,
WRC.
but I mean, really, I follow the Subaru docu-series on their YouTube channel that
Oh,
kind of
right.
documents the whole race team's progress through the Vermont sports car race team effort. And
Right.
it's like these past 2 years, he's really put forth tremendous effort in like being a much more consistent race car driver. Let's say that, because he's always checkers or wreckers, but I think he's
Right.
really doing okay going with fighter jet. I mean,
Yeah, I think also with him, his body's failing in terms of motorcycle anything,
100%. Yeah,
right?
they
So
told him if you get another concussion, like you might not wake up again, kind of deal.
yeah, and then like not to mention how
Crazy
many bones
bastard.
that dude's broken. Like it's good that he's on four wheels now.
Well,
Four
I
wheels
mean,
instead of
come
two.
on, look at this. Like,
Yeah. Oh my god. He sent it too hard, but he didn't have his active arrow on here.
where's the air
So
brake? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, there's your
and
problem.
then it pitched forward, right?
He
So like
wasn't air
maybe that's what
slaying.
that's for. They're like, fucking hell, man. It's pretty sweet though, dude.
Oh my
Holy shit.
god.
He broke something there, man. Look at
Ah,
that.
that chassis
Bang.
ain't straight anymore for sure.
Bang. Look, you can see the headlight move. I'll do it frame. Should I do frame by frame?
I'm surprised that thing just didn't freaking explode right there. But I mean,
Oh.
it's hitting
The whole
probably
front end moves like
the
4 inches,
chassis.
man. Boom. Look at that.
Oh yeah, I could see it.
Crack.
Oh, she'll never track straight again.
Oh, but he keeps it going. Okay, but then they cut, so like we don't really know what happened after here.
Oh, the
Like,
tires are flat. Go pause the shot. Look at the front left or well, I should say the front right and right rear, but look at the right rear is completely gone. Look.
Oh yeah, yeah, it looks like it.
She flats on. And that's the washing you're seeing is that like driving in
Yeah,
snow.
yeah, good lord. So cool. So cool. The
Ugh,
dash is
man.
so sick. Good lord. And then over a helicopter. What?
Bridge gap, just like, just nothing. I mean, obviously, dude, if you guys follow Travis, he's been doing these in, these crazy world records for a while. Like he did that,
Yeah.
the gap onto the barge on New Year's. You guys remember that one?
Yeah, man. Crazy. He's done some crazy stunts for sure. But not with like how many Hoonigan videos was that Hoonigan or is this the first Hoonigan with?
No,
with
yeah,
Travis?
this is he was semi involved in the Hoona truck video. At the very
right,
end
yes,
of
he
the Hoona truck
was.
video.
Yes, I remember.
There was kind of like a tease that he was gonna, and then obviously he did the Air Slayer video last year.
Right.
Man, dude, does anyone understand the whole Florida truck thing? Like, cause I don't know, I'm from the West Coast. These are what us West
mud
Coasters
trucks.
call mall crawlers, and basically, we would make fun of those types of trucks because the only crawling they would ever do is like over the curbs in the mall parking lot. So then they get the term mall crawler, but they're super like non-functional. I mean, I say non-functional, but
Yeah, brodozers. We call them brodozers up here, but they're not this
Yeah.
aggressive. I feel like this is the Florida man syndrome slightly. But what's cool about Florida is it's like swampy. So a lot of guys, they'll have meets where I'm sure they would. This guy's not going to submerge his freaking truck in 4 feet of mud, but a lot of guys do. I've seen some pretty crazy ones where it's like pontoon. Yeah, where it's like a pontoon boat, but it's got like 4 feet of like mud wheels.
Well, it's crazy
below,
because the
gotta
Sen, the RC
find
company,
that.
actually like kind of came out with one of those trucks. So I'm like, dude, the market's big enough to. And I bet
Right.
dudes ate those things up too, right? Like, oh
Oh.
man, that's gnarly. Look at well,
Hold
he
on.
put whatever the front end bent is bent again.
Hold on, I want to go frame by frame because it's you can really see it like flex. Oh yeah, right there.
Oh, she gone.
All the way to the front fenders, like right
Those
4 or
fog
5
lights
inches
are
up
gone.
the fenders. Bang.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Yeah, those fogs are gone, man, for sure.
Yeah, so in Alberta, he says we call them rig rockets.
Rig rockets.
Never heard of
Pretty
that
good.
one before, but
Rig
so
rockets.
J-Man14, best Gymkhana video in his opinion is I love it so much had to watch it 3 times. I think he's talking about the Hooner truck video or maybe this one.
Either or, like those, they're great trucks. Great inspiration for YouTube videos. These kind of shots are really long lenses though, so you kind of these kinds of shots you're not going to get autofocus for. Like you're going to need somebody who knows what they're doing, and they need some kind of money in the lensing for these
Yeah,
kinds of
I
shots.
mean they're pretty
You
far
need a
away, right?
parfocal. Yeah, you need parfocal too because like the thing is with the consumer lenses with zoom is that the aperture changes when you zoom, and the focus can change, so you can't really follow something with those kinds of lenses.
Especially at that high speed, right?
Yeah, like all of that. Yeah, for sure. The one I would get
Wow.
is the Canon 70-200 2.8. That's the one to get.
Wow.
But it's like
Beast mode.
1,200 used. Anyway, yeah, crazy.
So
Eh?
Kevin
Holy
Klein
crap.
says hurricanes roll through and the water rolls in. So I see some point to those trucks. You got some good point there. So if anybody remembers some of the news footage
yeah.
when the military legitimately couldn't get in a lot of those cities, people are on their roofs, and here come, the Alabama mud truck dudes down 4th Street, like no problem,
Hell yeah.
pulling the military trucks out. So
Underglow.
I get that. Yeah, with the underglow, straight up.
Yeah,
You
man.
gotta
I'm
have the
in, man.
underglow.
You
I'm
know,
in, man. Sign me up.
it's like pretty low on my bucket list for sure. It's probably not even in the bucket, but to be fair, if I lived in Florida, I would have one of those trucks for fun. For fun, just to
I'd
piss
have an
people off.
airboat.
I'd have an airboat too, man. Why not? Did you see the Boosted Boys case swapped?
Of course I did.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Anyway, it's pretty sweet. Anyway, that's this or that. Like we were just kind of looking at like
Yeah, we're just checking out that cool car, man. I love it.
how sick it is. So I don't want to show the whole thing because I feel like if you guys want to check it out, go and I mean you can find it. I'm sure it's gonna litter your feed now that I've even mentioned it and you've been watching this video. So
Oh yeah,
you
if
might-
you guys
yeah.
haven't seen it, tomorrow when you sign in, it'll tell you to watch it.
Yeah, it'll be
There's
like,
the
"You
stock
better
one. I
watch
mean,
it."
those are itty bitty little cars, dude.
Tiny,
If you
tiny
guys
little
remember like the late 80s
Huskies.
Honda Civics, like
Remember the
Accords.
Justies? They were even smaller than this
Yeah,
because it was more of
yeah.
a hatchback. Oh man, awesome.
Rad.
Awesome.
Yeah, there was
Right.
the OG commercials of the US ski team like driving up to do their practice during that Olympic. They were sponsored by Subaru, so it's kind of iconic stuff. Like it's kind of a cool
Yeah, for sure.
awesome,
Yeah, and they have
dude.
all the cooling is in the back. That's right. So no wonder we didn't see any coolant spray up when he was nosediving it. It's all in the back. With the louvers. Oh man, these guys.
Love me some louvers, man.
Lord, it looks so good.
Louver
Montage
action.
looks
That
good, too.
sweet louverage.
So cool. So cool.
All right.
So there's the engine. Now you can see what it
And
looks
that's
like.
the modern power plant out of the new one, right?
Yeah, it's the new one because I don't know what's quite different about it, but like just looking at it like this, the alternator's in a different spot. Like there's just a bunch of stuff that looks like it's in a different spot. Not to say that can't be because this is like 1,000 horsepower turbocharged monster.
No, I get it. Yeah.
That they like updated, but it does look a little different. Things look different anyway. Maybe mine's just rusty and I don't even know anymore. Yeah, man. All right, cool. Yeah, Sigma art lens. Yeah, but not for 200 mil. Anyway, okay, cool. What else are we doing?
I love me some Hoonage, man. Love me some Hoonage. Well,
we can talk pre-runners because like I want to make one of these because like you inspired me to make a cool 10 scale maybe scale kind of pre-runner thing. And I know this doesn't work well because I know that the freaking the not the toe, the camber changes.
Yeah, the camber change. I mean, so for those of you who don't know, the Ford originally came up with the twin traction beam design,
Oh,
and
that
then
split axle, right?
yeah, and it's a functioning 4x4 system that was used on the OG Jeeps back in the early World Wars, and it's basically
Kind of look like this.
and it's a Ford kind of only design, exactly like that. Like that is a twin traction beam. So that is a Ford TTB, what's known as a twin traction beam, and that allows very long suspension travel, longer than if you had an A-arm type setup. It's very durable, and it's basically like two solid axles that are moving independently of each other, and allows you to get super big travel while still maintaining four-wheel drive. And it's a very proven old, very caveman way of going through the desert is with some beams like that.
This
Also
one
known
doesn't
as book
look.
scissors. Go ahead.
This one just looks like two-wheel drive. I don't think this one's got any axles up in it.
Yeah, you don't necessarily need to be four-wheel drive to run beams.
Gotcha.
It's what the idea with beams is that you can achieve the similar travel numbers as you can with a front half. So if you left see how the
Right.
frame rails are intact. The
Right.
frame rails are intact all the way out to the forward, and what the beams allow is similar travel numbers to if you had a center mount kit. In a center mount kit, you'd have to cut the frame rails off.
Move a lot of move some stuff
So
around.
it's a very old, proven, very durable way of getting big suspension travel and not having to do crazy fabrication and basically chop off the front end and have to. When you do a center mount kit on these trucks, you have to move the motor back a lot to where you're,
Right.
it's darn near in the cab with some of these trucks to fit the center mount. So this allows you to keep the motor roughly in its normal position and get what's called big boy travel.
Which is sweet.
And it doesn't work very good.
It doesn't work really good.
Compared to a modern good, like someone who knows how to design stuff, compared to a modern A-arm system with the
Right.
same shock, it's uncomparable how much better an A-arm would
How
be
much better?
over.
Why do
But
you guys do this then? What's the benefit over,
they have a
stability?
following, so there's a cult
Ah,
following
okay. I see.
to that type of
I
suspension
see.
travel. It has a cool factor. It has a vintage factor too. It might be from their era of when they were watching desert racing.
Right. Yeah. True. I hear
For
you. I
me,
hear
I'm
you.
all about performance, so I would never go backwards. The only time you'll
Right.
ever see me with a twin traction beam is going to be when I get a real size Bronco.
All right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I just think it looks cool.
Oh,
But you'd be
it's a
like
crazy
more into something
system.
like this, right? This is the kind of stuff you're more
Yep,
after.
yep. And that it's a very cool system, and it's a very easy way to get big travel
Oh,
numbers and kind
dude,
of
that's
do
the
it with
back.
factory mounts. Yeah,
That's
it's an
the back
independent IFS.
in the rear.
Yeah, rear motor.
Crazy. Okay, cool. Very cool. Yeah, sick.
A
Anyway,
little bulkhead flipped around there.
I just thought that was cool because they do have these like large trailing arms. You can see them here, right? Like these guys. So it's still kind of supported way back here, which is interesting.
Yes, it does. It does have the link mounts which come off of the frame rails, and then those will pick up onto the front so that
Right.
they're supported from the front. So when you hit stuff in the front, it doesn't just twist them out of the back.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, man. No, I hear you. It looks good though. I mean, I just think it looks sick. Like I don't know why.
Oh, it's
Maybe
a great look.
pure
I mean, yeah,
aesthetic. Pure aesthetic. Pure aesthetic.
it's there's definitely something cool about the look too. I mean, when those trucks jump into the air and they get full drooped out, I mean
Just kind of
the
like
wheels do some crazy camber
some
changes.
super. And even when
It's
it like
radical.
lands and it kind of like I like it when it fully compresses because then those wheels tuck into the fender
Mhm.
well. So nice.
Yeah,
Oh man.
you get equal camber change at full compression as well too. It's a very
Right.
radical way of doing off-road desert style suspension.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah. I mean, make it on a model and you don't have to
Oh,
spend
they'll
much
eat
money.
it up. I mean, there's no doubt that it works. I mean, but compared to if you were to just take that out and put an A-arm on it, it would be night and day. But they got a
It's also
following, that's for sure.
it's crazy how much how smaller the chassis are and with this setup because basically where you know the trailing arm connects to. That's the end of the chassis. So you
It's
only
half
have
of the
like,
wheelbase, sometimes more on a lot of these trucks too, and that's how
right, like it goes even
they're able
further.
to manage the wheel travel. Yeah. Well, there's
It's
motion
interesting.
ratio. So if you look at where the shocks mount on the trailing arm versus how
Yep.
long the trailing arm is, and that's how you're going to calculate motion ratio. So if you put that pocket to the rear, it would dictate the length of the trailing arm to achieve the same motion ratio as if you put the pocket in the center. And that's how a
Right.
lot of that stuff is designed.
Sick, man. This thing looks so sick.
Yeah, I
We're
love
gonna have
the
to weld. We're
curvature.
gonna have to
It's
weld.
got like a truggy kind of curvature over the top where it's got like a nice arc radius from like the front windshield, like the A-pillar mounts all the way up into the roof lines kind of curved. You don't see too many roof lines curved, especially in trophy truck stuff. A lot of the trophy truck builders are kind of like caveman with their design in a way.
Right. Hold on, Junior Gamer 97's to ask in some pretty complex questions
Okay,
that
let's get into those.
cannot be
Junior gamer.
answered quickly. And yeah, so I don't know. Let's hear. I'm doing something not familiar with making RCs. I undo the body chassis, but I don't know how to 3D print a new chassis for it or what kind of parts I would need. I don't know, man. That's like too vague. It's like way too
A little
vague.
too
You're gonna
vague, you
have
know what
to.
I mean? Yeah.
My suggestion would be to buy a bunch of RC cars, used RC cars, maybe parts bins from, Facebook Marketplace, somebody just like throwing out some chassis. Acquire a bunch of parts and start to look at them and figure out ways to wrap your head around making something. I wouldn't start with right away just designing your own RC car. That would be kind of starting way too far up. I would maybe buy something and then figure out ways to improve that by making small changes and increments, and then that will influence your design knowledge and language, and you can then eventually start to get more complex things built. You're gonna give up quickly because it's gonna be quite daunting unless you start to like pick apart the problems in smaller steps. I think that's the biggest thing.
I completely ditto that. That is the best advice that you could ever possibly get. I think that's where you need to go.
Right? Boom. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And also like keep watching, and keep getting inspired and start drawing. Get a sketchbook, man. Start drawing your ideas, man. Start thinking about things in your head before you decide to make something. Because a lot of the problems that you're going to encounter is because you're not thinking about what you're making in three dimensional. Like that, you're not there yet to solve these problems quickly using experiences that you've had. Does that make sense? I'm starting to talk in
Well,
circles. Let's keep
no, it's
going.
great. Let's get advice. We'll keep it rolling. So, RC Premium Northwest Cyclone SC's trucks were mashups. They 100% were. I mean,
Yeah,
his
and that's
a
the
lot of
coolest.
the IFS kits and drive lines and everything else were just yoinked from other stuff, and then he was able to make his chassis plates fit to wheelbase, make his shock towers work for his trailing arms, and but a lot of it was predetermined stuff. I mean, there's this weird misconception about you have to be the fabricator of the chassis to be the chassis builder. And, it's like a lot of the guys who are chassis builders never will ever touch a piece of tube. You know what I mean? So you got builders, you got chassis builders, and the guys who build the chassis aren't necessarily the guys who are building trophy trucks. And while that's not the case with some people, I think that's the mass majority of like fabricators are
Interesting.
not necessarily the final builders or the guys who are prepping these vehicles for the actual driving. It's it's two different worlds, you know what I mean? So
It's also interesting seeing some companies that offer laser cut, water jet cut, steel kits to outfit certain chassis with this kind of style suspension. A lot of pre-runner stuff that you can buy that
yeah,
can
man.
like you can customize anything. So it would be kind of cool just to see what comes in that kind of kit, and then like
Well,
from
you could look up
there
a website called DIY
scale it
Off
down.
Road, and it's
Okay.
run by this dude who's an old school trophy truck builder, Jason Hurd. And DIY off road's probably one of the best sources I've found. If you actually have the resources to pay for some of these models, you can send this out and just basically with the equivalent of send these designs out and get this stuff cut and bring it back and actually be able to fabricate some real deal off-road parts directly yourself. I mean, that's the whole idea of DIY off-road, is just being able to look up link angles and look up link carriages and mounts, everything from brackets and everything else. I mean, he's got some of the most in-depth YouTube videos. He runs a podcast on YouTube called JEH Podcast, which is the Jason Ellis Hurd podcast, and he's got a whole series on off-road IFS. And it's one of the only dudes that's like really, you know, shedding some light on a lot of this stuff that's not really discussed about. And he does digital designing, and he started out as an old tube bender, fabricator, grinder, you know, just making stuff in the shop, and then transitioned into digital design and does consulting for race teams.
Crazy,
And
man. This looks crazy. It's cool how you
look
can
up
buy
the
the
front
CAD.
suspension bulkheads.
Where is it?
Lower right.
Lower right. Beadlocks front
Near
suspension
merch.
bulkheads. Oh yeah, here. Good lord. Oh,
And
that's the
obviously,
coolest.
like you were saying, K-pop with the cage, how you only fabricate one side in CAD, and then it
Yeah,
basically can
mirrors it.
flip, digitally to the other side, and that's basically what you're seeing there. And
Yep,
these are
yep.
some of the bulkhead designs that that you could get from this company that are based on different model vehicles and different designs. And it's just it amazes me. And I mean, if you guys need inspiration for how some of the real builders are achieving geometry and A-arm angles, and you know, like I said, if you guys are interested in off-road IFS, I would suggest looking at the YouTube page. It's Jason Ellis Hurd JEH podcast. You can look up JEH, and he's got a
Shit.
whole series on IFS off-road that just is amazing to me. I mean, I could sit there for
What's his
hours
YouTube
listening to
called
that
again?
stuff.
It's called JEH.
JEH.
Okay. JEH. That's it.
JEH podcast.
Podcast. Okay, cool. All right. Let's see
And
if we can
this he's the owner of that website, and that's just a website that I've been that I was referenced to, because right before we moved up here, I had some plans to build up my own frame railed Bronco pre-runner,
Oh shit.
and that was one of the websites that I was referenced to look up some parts for doing a short course conversion on that.
And then what
So
happened?
that'll be something, you know, let's
Life.
on the back burner. Yeah, life. So we got a couple Bajas to build before
Oh
we
yeah,
get
that's gonna be
going on that one.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
That's gonna be cheaper. That's gonna be a lot cheaper. JEHC? No. I can't find it. We'll find it later. That's okay. Sick. Okay, cool. I'm gonna stop screen sharing, and then we can screen share the other thing. Damn. It's hard without the switcher. With the switcher, it's just a bunch of buttons, but I'm not using it today because we got double clutch on. Let's see here. Share
Gotta
audio.
love the active aero, Skeeter Swagger. I agree with that, bro. That's,
Right?
that
Oh
active
man.
arrow on that.
So
Hoonigan.
that's I was going
Subaru.
to ask you if you think that that's the next trend. Is that going to be the RC trend of 2023? Is the RC trend going to be like Arma's freaking going to release something fast that's got active arrow? Like, why aren't we using active arrow? You could use active arrow in the air. Like, it could be like the ultimate AVC.
Well, I mean, you know, the active arrow absolutely works. Like any of you guys that have ever flown RC planes, I flew a little bit of EDF jets, which are electric jets basically, and they had basically air brakes. Like the F-15 that I flew had a functional air brake, and I mean it definitely added you know, it's a control surface. So if you have your ailerons on the wings, which, you know, control basically, you know, your pitch and roll, and then you throw something up into the air that works just like a control surface, you're spitting that air out, creating a force down on the car that wasn't there. Yeah, for sure. So, you know, I definitely see the RC companies are getting back into the real motorsport side and are at least looking at real motorsport again, to where in the past years, I just think they've been blindly run by people disconnected from motorsport, dude. You know what I mean? And I think just in these past 2 years, you're seeing a little more involvement in that.
I'm actually surprised that there wasn't a big spike in RC sales during the COVID times, because it's such a solitary thing.
I think there was.
But it didn't seem like a lot of new. Maybe I'm talking out my butt, but it doesn't seem like there was a lot of new developments. Just a lot of sort of like slight changes to
The
original
same
but that's
stuff.
always
Yeah,
been
there
like
was
that,
no
right?
new stuff. Yeah, I mean,
It's always been like that.
Always been, dude.
So, yeah, I don't think it's gonna change either. But it's interesting. It's interesting, man. Let's see here.
Too many servos for active arrow. I was, you know what, Nikon the camera. I was thinking, I'm like, dude, to make active arrow on like a you know, like a any, I don't know. You need
So
micro servos for small scale, but then imagine if it was like a 1/6 scale something. You need some 1/10 scale servos. How many
yeah, I don't
each?
know.
One per
Have you guys been on Amazon lately? Have you seen the
the cheap.
coreless the
I
coreless
have.
coreless
I have.
brushless high
Yeah.
torque servos? Like I mean I don't have I mean I don't really have a Swarm sponsor. So just so you know, they're not bad, man. For 26 US dollars, you can
Not
get
bad at all,
35
huh?
kg, man.
Especially for
High
aero.
voltage.
Yeah, right.
8.4 will take 2S like nothing.
Just got a separate battery just for your active aero.
Yeah, I mean I would.
I,
Yeah,
I
I don't know.
would too. Yeah, I'm
I
not
don't think
talking
it's
smack.
I mean, considering that the Red Cat, hopper has so many servos. I mean, I couldn't see it using more servos than that. Although I
That's
think
a
it was
good
only
point.
an extra 3 servos. I think that they were using.
You
Right?
need at least one. Well, you could use micro servos on the EDF planes, one per control surface. Usually is the rule of thumb.
I would do it. I would do it because it would be fun. I don't know. It's weird. Weird. It would be weird and cool at the same time. And I guess that's the best thing to do with
RC
RC.
Premium Northwest, you would need a scale, servo, suspension type control to program the active aero. He'd imagine, you know, like because when you let
Yeah.
off the
Well,
throttle, it's like, does it come up? Does it? I would think it's just on the ESC with basically on the drag
just
brake.
you need to use no. You just need to use a PID. You need to use a PID control.
Oh, okay.
So that as it activates, it will variable it. So what's the goal? Is the goal to keep the gyro flat? And how would those flaps
What?
be
What? Yeah. As soon as
utilized to
it
push it
changes, then
flat?
that's dude. K-pop just designed that in 5 seconds.
No, but that's
My
not
point.
because so people like Super Scale 2020
Oh, it
is
works the same
using
way.
a controller that I bet you he could just use the same hardware that he uses, and he could
DJ
program that to
Apothecary
work.
just said, wouldn't the Superscale 2020 controller work for Active Aero? And I think
Yeah,
K-pop
it
and you are
would.
probably correct
Yeah,
with that.
it
Yeah.
would. I mean, we'd have to bug Super Scale 2020 about it, but
We could always bug him
yeah,
some more. I feel like he needs some more work.
maybe I don't know. He was telling me he was taking a bit of a break, so I wonder if he's back from that break. Let's hope he is.
Good for him. Everybody needs a little break every now and then.
Heck
Know
yeah,
what I mean?
especially with hobby businesses.
Yep.
That stuff can kill you. Anyway, it's real. It's real, man. It's real. It needs to read, roll, and pitch. Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, it's a gyro, so it would read. Yeah, and it would actually read more than that because it would actually read it's basically what's in your phone. It's so cheap now because
Yeah,
every
straight
phone
up.
has one.
Yeah.
What he's using, I believe, is an Arduino and a little tiny gyro. And then he's using software that's using a PID control, which is the same thing that's used for photography gimbals stabilization.
Yep. Yep.
Same exact algorithm, everything. It's just you're programming it in a different way, slightly.
Right.
The thing is that you would have to influence. So, like, what's the goal? Is the goal to slow it down or pitch and roll? So, I guess pitch and roll would probably be what your goal is, to like try to get the car to stay flat so it doesn't nosedive like that wagon does without it on, which we proved because he didn't turn on his active aero and it just nosedived. I wonder.
Totally
Anyway.
did, dude.
Anyway, it's interesting. It's interesting.
It did, yeah.
I mean, I wonder if he hit the throttle, if it would have gone back, but probably not. Too much mass.
What a ripper.
Anyway, I thought I would show more pictures of this guy. What's his name? Akira.
Yeah, like I said, man, it's
Akihiro.
I definitely want to get in contact with this individual. There's just such an attention to detail that really gets me going, man. I appreciate this.
That's how he ships his cages. Look at that.
Do you know, is this a gentleman, right? Gentleman? Can I say gentleman?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
In Japanese?
Him. Probably, yeah,
Japanese?
definitely Japanese, yeah. Totally
Dude,
Japanese.
I mean, my experience with airsoft products and other products, dude, is like Japanese people pay huge attention to detail, like
huge
to the point of where it's like, man,
culturally honorable.
Culturally,
it's like,
yes, that's my point.
It's like there's something like an honor. Like if you're gonna do something, you're gonna do it right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
I know.
So with that in mind and looking at these pictures and
Poor
all
guys.
the little details, like, man, that's there.
Look at this
guy is build some just stunning stuff, dude. I'm impressed.
I mean, it just makes me want to build my own. Like, I don't want to bug him for it. I want to build.
I know
my
I don't
own.
have the time. If I got into that, I feel like I'd be twisting and bending and grinding shit for. I mean, it's gonna be a
I know,
couple of
burning
months. I'd be.
yourself,
Yeah, dude.
getting a
I'd
tan
lock
from the
myself. Yeah,
welding.
lock
Right?
myself away in this room and come out with a beard and
Look,
one cage. Look at
he's
that
even
version
stamping.
56.
He's even freaking stamping the
That's
letters
real
into the.
deal, bro. I'm telling you, man. Like I don't have, it's not that I don't feel like I couldn't design anything like this with enough
Oh,
time.
look at this
Anybody
one.
can do cool stuff, but
Oh my god.
man, there's something really cool about the style what this guy has, man. Like those
Yeah, it's
those Volkswagen
crazy.
hard bodies, like man,
I know, and
I
this one's
don't
cool
think
too.
you
And
can get
he
those.
he
Look at
made
that
that body
hole in the
fiberglass
fender.
too.
Yeah, it's a
Oh, so
hard body,
here
right?
I didn't
That's the
realize.
real
Okay, so
deal.
yeah, so this is the real one on top, right? Oh, I made it too big. Hold on, let me get
Wow.
it smaller. So that's the real one, which obviously it's
Wow.
like solid rear wheel axle trailing setup in the back.
Yeah, yeah, it's
But
a
then
chuggy.
and that's a Baja. But like
Amazing.
it's pretty close, eh? Like he,
Well, it's
he even
this
got the
is also
whole.
probably before the solid axles became
Look at that right there.
a thing in the fifth scale, dude. Oh god, the
True,
Naked
right?
Ducks
Right?
killing me,
Man,
Smalls.
I gotta freaking design me some of that in STL because those would be really
Killing
great to have.
killing me, Smalls. Naked Ducks all day. You should do a
Yeah,
documentary
I
on Naked
know.
Ducks. Have you ever looked into
Totally.
them?
Yeah, pretty cool.
Legit.
The swirl in.
Yes, dude.
Oh
Yeah, dude.
man,
And they
I
just
know. I
scream
watched it.
Ferrari Testarossa to me too. It's like
Oh hell yeah, man.
Naked
Or
Ducks
a
all
Ferrari
day.
F40 because
Yeah,
the Ferrari
F40. I'm
F40 had a
sorry.
couple.
That's what I
Oh
meant. The
yeah,
F40. That. Yep.
Testarossa had the slats over there.
You're right,
I
K-pop.
freaking love that. No, I'm not. I'm never right about that. I know what I like. How's that?
I like everything that this dude's built. I mean, it's just like, man, I'm pretty stoked on it.
Let's see here. Let's see here. If you look really closely at the replay of the big bridge jump, the view from the rear shows the active aero completely deployed, but all the views from the front show no active aero points. Interesting. Interesting.
That's a very
That's cool.
Skeeter McSwagger. That's some great attention to
Yeah,
detail and
man.
situational awareness. I appreciate on that.
No, it's super cool. It's super cool to
Mike
know,
on the camera guy says Japanese guys are no joke.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
dude. I worked in the airsoft
No joke.
industry, and the Japanese airsofter dudes are some of the most savage ever. Their
I mean,
attention to scale is like
it's insane. It's like another level. And then same with the
another
drift
level.
side, like pretty much
The
every
drift
side.
side
Like, I mean,
too.
look at
Yes,
this.
sir.
The fact that
Yeah.
he's making scale is shit, fifth scale. It's like, I need to do this. I have a lot of these.
I would love to see you get your hand,
I know, I
get your
wanna
feet
do it.
wet on this side of it, man. Because I'm telling you what, dude, I'm getting there myself. I mean, I'm gonna be building my Baja kit, hoping this week. I mean, it's out of my hands right now because it's with FedEx, stuck in Utah. I'm
Tomorrow.
hoping that it's weather, but I'm hoping like tomorrow or the next day it'll just
I hope
show
it just
up
shows
through
up at your
FedEx.
door. Yeah.
Me too.
I hope they're just like, here it is.
I got the bodies all cut out, so I bought 2 bodies from DDM before I got the Baja, and
Right.
I got both of those cut out. One of them's for a good friend of mine, Fog City RC, who was local to me when I was back in California, and the other one is for myself. So I was going to use one. You know how like when you cut a body for the first time, you're kind of like learning the lines and kind of there's a learning
Yeah.
process to it. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
for
So
sure.
like
For
I
sure.
got one is like the sacrificial kind of like
Test one.
learn it, test it, yeah, you
Yep.
know, figure all that out. Then the other one I'm hoping I can actually like really nail, get painted as a Christmas present, so I could send that back to my buddy Fog City RC so that when he does his build video, which he just
He's
did
got
a video on it,
body.
and he's got it, yeah, he's got a fresh double clutch
Mm.
edition body just drop
Yeah.
right
Sick.
on. So that'll
That's
be kind
super
of cool. And
Super
then
cool, man.
yeah, I'm gonna be building that thing hoping this week.
Oh
And
man, enjoy, dude. Enjoy. It's a good build. It's a good build for
excellent,
sure.
dude. I'm super
For
excited,
sure.
man. Super excited.
Let's see. Robert is talking about the big bore bashing culture that's developed. Yes, I have been kind of looking into it. It's crazy how much power these guys are putting down. Like these are like 50cc engines. These guys are throwing in.
Yeah. A lot of the guys in the East Coast, New York and Philly. I feel like Philly is this like hot spot for these big bore fifth scale drag race meets, and they just do basically grass racing, is from what I can tell.
Oh, crazy! Like I mean, if for straight line rips in a field, I guess, but it's just I don't know if
Yeah,
that's why I'm into it.
88cc.
Right? Like I just don't know. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's just makes it one thing, and I don't want it to be just one
Yeah.
thing.
It's I mean, what a straight line ripper, you know. Now, if you
But
lived
that's
in the inner city, there's only one place to rip it, and that's like the park,
the
right?
field.
Like,
So that
Exactly,
makes
dude.
sense.
Yeah.
But I have a bunch of these Bajas. So like we're gonna create duties for each one. So we're gonna do one that's like on road, high speed, 2-speed, nitrous, or something stupid, gasoline. And then maybe we might get an electric one to drag race with it. I don't know. That might be like a whole other thing next year. And then what else? And then we're gonna do one for dirt. Just like straight up jumper. And then one for dirt speed. I don't know, dude. I don't know what we're gonna do actually. There's
Have
too
you ever
many of
thought
them.
about doing a Baja 5B speed monthly mayhem?
Oh yeah,
And
you were talking
maybe
about that.
limit the rules so that you're not just fabricating for a month, but it could be more like, maybe aerodynamic based.
I would have to say if we were gonna do monthly mayhem again, I would have to be able to publish content as I go. So I don't know. I don't know if I would say yes. So I
Maybe
won't see
not a
what
monthly
happens.
mayhem, maybe just in the
But like a
spirit of like
challenge.
a bunch of YouTubers getting
Yeah,
together
get
and having
together
like
and like
a very basic spec that everyone can
yeah.
kind of,
Yeah, that would be cool.
and
That'd be cool. Fifth
participate
skill is
in.
a bit tricky because nobody wants to do it. So it's just too much. At that point, it becomes like harder to be a hobbyist because it's so big.
Yes,
But
this
anyway,
is
you'll
true.
find out. You'll
Oh,
find
I'm
out.
gonna find out. I'm gonna find out. Luckily,
Eric,
I
man,
got a
hope you're having a
beach
good
pretty
Tuesday,
close,
buddy.
so I'm hoping that my Baja will kind of, you know, at least I'm hoping it's
Yeah.
not going to get just thrashed from the sand. Believe it or not, I was talking with my buddy about that, and there's a lot of misconception, including myself, about how rough the saltwater can be on our season, just the sand in general.
Yep.
Um, and I will straight up say, if you're super religious about when you get home from ripping your stuff at the beach or in the sand, and you take it directly from the car to the backyard, air compressor, and then a straight pressure washer, and then an air compressor again, I'm having really good luck
Good luck. Yeah.
with the bearings, with everything not just completely rusting out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
you got to be careful with the pressure washer because they might actually push more dirt into bearings. So you have to
absolutely,
be careful.
absolutely.
But
I
I
use
think
like a little rinky dink, like an electric one that's like,
perfect. Yeah. What you
like
would use for
real.
your mountain bike, right? What you use for your mountain
Exactly,
bike. Yeah, yeah.
exactly, dude.
What was I going to say? So apparently that's where the big thing with the clone Bajas over the HPI Bajas. A lot of guys that run in sand and on the beach say that anything with any kind of salt or dryness or sand or whatever, they only bring their HPI Bajas to because the Rovans will just fall apart.
You got your like
The
hinge pinch
tolerances,
tolerance.
everything just
Yeah, get up
everything
inside of
falls
there.
apart and gets super
Yeah.
sloppy, and then all of the screws rust. So at least with the HPI ones, you don't get rust. Like look at low C, man. Like I'm not gonna whatever. There's a Baja Ray, Super Baja Ray, all rusty. All the bolts are rusty.
Clapped out. Yeah, the crappy Chinese bolt. That's why I got stainless hardware on all of mine too. So
It's like, dude, they're all rusty, like
pointless.
rust. I was like,
Here we
what?
got a good one. Any drift cars that you guys can recommend? So
Yes.
Antonio, is Antonio still in the chat? Are you out there,
Oh,
Antonio?
I don't know.
The new MX. God, I forget what the actual brand is.
Oh,
I've been looking
Yokomo.
at them. No, it's not Yokomo.
Oh
Well,
no,
this
Sakura
was the
D5.
RTR. Yeah, well, these are the
No,
RTR
MST.
drift
Oh god.
cars.
Oh my god.
MST, RX, I
You're
forget.
confusing me, bro. Okay, so
I
for
know,
what I would
sorry.
for in other words, for Nikon the camera guy, it depends on your budget. So what's your budget? Because like that really dictates a lot of what you can buy. And are you looking for a ready to run or are you looking for just the chassis? I think you need to answer those questions for me. Oh, and do you have a track local to you? Answer me those questions and maybe we can give you a better answer.
That's a very, very good points. Very good points.
Because like people are like that, like get what's the best thing. I'm like, I don't know, it depends.
The
Like,
local track
oh,
is probably the best advice because those dudes will all be running something kind of
the
similar.
same
And if you get into
chassis.
that bubble, it'll be really easy to translate the setup over.
Yeah, and then when you're there and something breaks and someone's just like, "Hey man, I got this part. It broke for me
Yep.
too," you know.
Straight
And
up.
then or the track itself supports those parts and it just becomes way easier to not only upgrade because let's face it, you're going to go to the track and then you're going to be like, "Ooh, shiny," and you're going to buy it. But yeah, buy something that's supported at your track. If you're only going to drift at home, I wouldn't do it. I feel like the drifting scene, you need to drift with other people. Otherwise, you're not going to get better at drifting. That's like one thing. But another thing is that 50% of the experience of drifting RC cars you're missing out on, and that is the pure tandeming. Tandeming is where it's at.
MST RMX 2.0, I think
Oh,
is
there you go.
probably the cheapest RTR drift car that'll actually give you an experience of what you're looking for. I think. I know nothing,
don't
so
know.
don't listen to me.
Yeah, I know. It's like my big ones are like Sakura D5 MRs if you're on a super budget.
Yep.
If you're not on a budget, I would go any kind of Yokomo. You don't have to get the newest Yokomo. They're all function quite well. So I would get a YD2, some kind of YD2, because it's a slightly older model and you're going to find it for a little bit cheaper. And maybe if you're beginning, you're not going to need to have like active rear toe and shit. Like you just need to get going. I don't know. Depends.
Great advice. Great advice, dude. Great advice.
Oh, there you go. See, Antonio just ordered another D5. Nice.
Updating his drift truck build. Oh, there we go.
Oh, super cool. And then DJ Apothecary is talking about MST RMX. Yeah, so there you go.
Yep.
You know, it's a thing. It's a thing. I don't have any experience with those, but I might because I might order one up from A-Main. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
They're cheap. They look good for the cost. I'm curious. I mean, everybody that uses them likes them. I think it's like it's like the Slash of RC drift cars. Let's put it like that.
Oh shit. Oh man. Yeah, no, I don't know. No, it's not. I don't compare them to Traxxas.
All right, okay, I take it back.
It's not bad. It's just that it's
low
not
blow,
like
low blow.
It's not injection molded webbed chassis. That's a bowl.
Yeah.
Like all of their cars, which I shouldn't talk shit.
Soulless.
I don't know how. Oh man, don't let people know. Don't remind people that I said that.
I know. We don't even want to remind.
They'll never send me an RC car to review. I don't think they would ever anyway, but that's fine. I swear
they're not going to send me one. That's for sure.
And so some lady like wrote on Scale Builder's video that like until K-pop RC stops with his potty mouth, like he should know he's making content for kids. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, lady, like I have to contract every time I make a video live, I have to contractually tell YouTube that my content is not made for children. So I just thought that was funny. I thought I'd vent.
Well, I mean, just look at any modern music video that has no guidelines on it whatsoever, and go tell me that my stuff is for mature audiences, and then
come
I'll
on,
have that conversation.
But also, like YouTube's not allowed to advertise to people under the age of 18. So if you're watching content with ads in it, you're not allowed. It's actually not allowed. It's like there's like a law in the States.
Yeah.
It's like the child protection law or something. Internet child protection law. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking about it because it's depressing and it's nothing about RC. But there's 68 of you dudes watching, which is crazy. It's like 11 o'clock and there's still 68 of you guys watching. If you could thumbs up the video, that would be super helpful. I don't know. If you're not subscribed and you've watched for a substantial amount of the live stream, don't forget to subscribe. And also visit Double Clutch. Double Clutch's YouTube is in the description. And also he just dropped a video today and it is sick.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you.
I mean, from what I saw, because I still watched the whole thing. God damn it. I shouldn't say, you made it live like right when we were prepping. But this is the truck. This is the truck that you would go and see. So maybe, I mean, why wouldn't you go see it?
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, I like to convert scale RC crawlers into functional off-road pre-runners that can actually like rip. And that thing, which I converted just the other day, which is using a Kyosho Outlaw IFS bulkhead, just kind of monster garaged into the frame rails of that crawler. And I can't believe that it actually came out and worked. And I think that it'll hold up to the shred. So I was pretty stoked to be able to get that.
It seems like it will. It seems like it will. I'm just trying.
It will.
I downloaded. No, it's not. It's not this one. Shit. I lost it. I downloaded it and I was gonna put it up while you were talking about it, but
it's all good. It's all good.
Didn't happen. But I got all this other stuff that you did. Like these are other things that you can go check out. Like these are your bashing videos because you have like a pretty amazing dune close to your house. So you've got you're lucky in that sense that you can go and do it. But also the skill is quite there for capturing some pretty amazing video of these things ripping in the sand. It also kind of feels like it warms me up, even though I'm sure this was not a warm day for you, Brian.
I'll just keep actually, we were in t-shirts and shorts. Is that
Oh, all right, good.
Is that
Okay, good.
the smoke and mirrors make you feel better on
Oh,
the
it's so nice. It
inside?
does. It makes me feel too good. It's getting bad. It's
Awesome,
getting
dude.
bad, man. It's getting bad.
Yeah, man.
Like we would.
This all started from like a straight Toys R Us kind of like I don't want to grow up. Like we're just talking about being kids and stuff, and it's like you know, I just take a lot of love and just taking these things out and ripping them. You know what I'm saying? Even without the content side, like it's just a blast to do this. Like, what could you like? We didn't really get back to this, so we got a little glimpse of the kid on the buggy when the stream started. But talk like give us an idea of that. Actually looked really good right there.
I
Look
I
at
don't.
that.
I kind of don't want to ruin it though, because it's gonna be like the next video that comes up
Well,
on.
this is how we get people. So if you guys haven't checked it out, you know, K-pop RC makes some awesome RC content. And I believe what we're getting here is a little insider peek at some future content that we're going to get from K-pop. So I won't make you give away too much, but this is a good reason to come back around, at least
was
on the
at this
weekends. You know what I'm saying? When you guys got some free time, go check out some content.
For sure. I got it. Well, I'm gonna turn it down a little bit because it's too loud. But
Headphone
yeah,
users, you're warned.
we had some. We had some issues with traction because it was very close to freezing. It was very close to the freezing point. So in the shade here, it started to kind of get a little like
Get
hard
loose.
packed and get really slippery. So even the fact that we had these hostile nubby tires, it was very hard for it to.
I noticed you
get
and
traction.
Scale Builders Guild were using the same tire combo. Is that something you guys kind of communicated with to be
No,
like
we weren't.
consistent?
So no, he doesn't have. I have pro. These are pro lines, and his are. I
Oh,
can't
they
remember
weren't the
what they
same
were.
tire, huh? They
No,
look
they weren't.
like the same tire in the
They
footage.
came from DDM, but they are not the same tire. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. I don't know what
Similar
they are.
knobs
Never
though,
seen them
right? It's
before.
kind of like a
Very
MX
much so.
style.
Yeah, very much so.
Good
Yeah, so
grass
here you can
tire,
see like
right?
we had
Oh,
no
yeah.
traction. Like it would just eat the dirt.
She won't even go up, son.
Don't even go up. Yeah. There you go. Some better shots. Trying to get close-ups, right? But in slow-mo, it's tough.
How's she ripping, man? So if you guys haven't checked this out, this is K-pop's new HPI Baja that HPI sent him out, and it's a re-release of the OG 5th scale Baja kits. And he took that out and got the motor broken in, and then took it out again with Scale Builders Guild, and did a couple ripping. And is this a different? This is later than that last with SPG, right?
Yeah, this is the weekend after. We just didn't jump it enough, so we just wanted to get more air, and I still don't think we got enough air for what I would want to show this thing off.
Did you put your chassis screws back in?
Yeah, I had to find 4 of them, which was a bit tough to do.
Loctite?
You're gonna have no Loctite. No,
Damn,
we don't
dude,
usually run Loctite.
you just run them till they pop out, and then
Yeah, I mean they don't usually pop out. We just didn't crank them hard enough.
copy that.
You put Loctite where you think you need to put Loctite. It's just one of those things where I think we've just raced so long that we just like replace the bolt rather than dealing with seized bolts that you got to drill out.
Yeah, you just know you replace them. Yeah,
It's just kind of like, oh, we lost one, and you just check. Wow. There's like 6 or 7. Yeah, right. So
she
there's
flies good, dude. Look at that thing.
Yeah, totally. Here you can see.
Now, are you like off the lip like you would a dirt bike or something? Like, how are you working your throttle control on that?
You need to. So you need to be a bit on throttle as you need to load the back end of the car.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You're gonna have to get used to it because these are very much Porsches in the sense that it's like 80% weight in the back.
Yeah, my one-tailed dune buggies are exactly my 110 dune buggies are just little mini those
Bajas,
things,
I guess, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
rear motor.
So you kind of have to squat them a little, and it's not that you have to be on throttle. Like actually, the minute you're in the air, I would get off the throttle altogether, because you don't want to like land on power for whatever from.
Yeah, you've been saying reasons. That for months and months and months, and that's I mean, you what about when you gotta you have to power up in the air though to keep it, you know what I mean? Like what's
that's fine. That's fine. It's just like right when you're about to touch down and you're on throttle, that's where you can twist axles. That's probably where the twisting of axles happens. That's when it happens. That's when you break the most stuff, is when you're on power right when the wheels touch.
And you can't confirm that these new versions have a beefier axle than the OG version?
Yeah, they have the newest one before HPI discontinued them. So
would that be the SS? The
No,
SC.
5T. Nope, 5TSC. It's like the last of the SS kits that came out.
Copy that.
The truck SS
Yeah, the
kits,
short
the truck
course.
SS kits.
Yeah.
And the Baja version 2, like 2.0, I think
The
it was called.
V2.0. Yeah.
Yeah, so that
Okay,
had those
cool.
super thick axles. But even those will bend. Like you can still, and you know what? You might not bend the axle, but what you will do is you'll shatter a diff cup in half.
I'm
That
curious
is that
how the
happens.
electric drivetrain is gonna how that will
It's
be
the
on the
same.
dog bones.
It's the
Will it
same.
be more aggressive, less
Easier.
aggressive because of the
Way
clutches,
less.
or okay?
Way less aggressive. Oh my god! I kind of have a feeling that the whole thing, the electric thing, is like way easier on the drivetrain
Yeah,
because it's like and I know people are like electric is torque all like right away, and that's true, but so is the gas motor when your clutch spring engages. Like there's not a lot of slip there,
there's not. Yeah, once it
and
kicks in, it's on.
if I want to go slowly, I'm just like hitting that clutch, like I'm like pulsing the throttle, like
Oh,
ba
it's like
ba
the
ba ba, and
mopeds.
every time it's like hitting the
Yeah, it's
drivetrain
a bam, bam, because
like
it's not
that
a modular thing. It's either on or off through the
at
centrifugal
5,000
weights.
RPM.
Yeah, through the
Yeah, and then
weights.
from 5,000 RPM to like 15 or 16,000 RPM, whatever it winds out at, um, that's your power band. So that's your
Yep,
usable power
yep.
band. But with electric, you've got usable power band from 0 RPM.
0 all the way to the top. Yeah, and then
Yeah,
also
so
engine braking
it's a total different way of
or ESC
driving,
braking.
and it's smoother. It's much smoother. So if you were to put an electric Baja on the same track as a gas Baja, it's going to go way faster because you're going to have way
Yeah,
more control. You're going to have way more, like, because the way we would do it is we would get as much speed for the corner as possible, like go in as fast as possible. And then you're on the brakes and you're slowing down for the apex. And then right when you straighten out, you're immediately on the throttle. And I feel like with the
blah.
electric, yeah, with the electric, you're going to be able to modulate your traction. So like you're going to be fighting that traction point where we wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, you just
We would
bomb it
spin
in and
out.
then
You would just
bog deep out, right? Like,
yeah, but like straight, because if you're a bit
yeah,
turned and you
yeah.
start throttling, the thing's going to want to spin out. I kind of feel like the electric version is going to be much easier to just sort of like ease into the power and to
Dude, I
have like
can't
more of that
wait to get
finesse.
this thing out, dude. I
Yeah,
can't
man,
wait to
dude,
get this
it's
thing out. I got a
awesome.
couple of little tricks and stuff. I'm gonna try to give it a little bit of scalish
Shiitake. Yeah, man.
shiitakers.
You should for sure. It's so sick.
Epic,
We gotta
dude.
get rid of that. Gotta get rid of that pipe. That pipe is no bueno, man. It's no
It's
good.
too much, huh? Well,
It
you
doesn't
got the
really give
footage
that
of
much
it.
extra power for the amount
No.
of noise that it makes.
There's a lot
I
of
don't
shit
think it's
hanging out there too, man. That's a lot of mass just hanging out
yeah,
there.
it's protected quite well. Like I don't think we've hit it yet, unless you
Yeah, but
hit
what do you
like
think that does to
a
the
tree.
CG? You know what I mean? Like, I bet that changes
Uh-uh.
CG a good amount.
It's not that. It's not that. Oh god, sorry. Oh my god, no! It's not that heavy. Sorry, dudes. This is what happens when I put like raw edits up that I haven't even
Hey, when you
edited
switch
yet.
it out, weigh that versus the box.
Oh, check this out.
No sound. And I need you with sound. So can you do the same thing, kind of ripping with
Hold on. Watch this.
Oh, we're missing a tire. We're missing a tire.
Do you know?
Damn,
Do you know how?
it does so good without a front tire on it, dude.
Do you know how many people I know that have won races with 3 wheels?
I just want to point out that's a testament of really well thought out geometry that you can
Yeah.
keep the corner loads to that it could still, just under a little bit of load, it can drive around like that. Pretty slick, dude.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So what broke?
Okay, so we borrowed a bunch of wheels from a friend of mine, Robbie, who actually wrote the Tall Can Tuesday song. And we borrowed the rims, and the rims these are Proline tires on what we didn't realize was Rovan rims.
Oh God, the rim cracked, didn't it?
We didn't know, and it tumbled, and it just like the wheel just like nothing. It just pop.
Yeah.
And that would never happen with the HPI rims. I've never had.
Don't let friends drive Rovan RC. How about that?
We didn't realize until I like looked at them like the HPI logo is not on the rim, and I was like, no, but it's a testament, man, because I've never had an HPI rim crack in the center. I've never had that happen. I've had beadlocks wear out.
Yeah, for
100%.
sure.
But I've never had it like tear itself from the center of the wheel. Like I've never had that happen.
Yeah,
we said,
I'm gonna have to get with you and get some recommendations on what beadlocks those were,
oh
and like
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what
Well,
kind
no,
of
DDM.
tires
So
and stuff to
DDM
get. That's the
DDM
DDM
has its own.
brand beadlocks.
They used to be a different company, but I think
He
DDM
got the
bought
rights. Yeah,
them.
he got the
Yeah.
rights. Yeah. Okay. DDM, dude,
Um.
he's been awesome through communication
Oh,
and getting me
it's a
tracking
great
information
company.
and
Yeah, it's a great
other than
company.
FedEx flopping on my Baja
Oh,
delivery
that's not.
today,
Yeah,
DDM's awesome.
not his fault. But like, also he does support American-made products for these Bajas, and like he is the main hub for a lot of the smaller businesses that were supported by this
Well,
platform. So
has DDM was doing GoPed stuff back
they started with GoPed.
2002,
Yeah,
right?
they
Like
started with
way
GoPed.
back
Yeah.
in the day. Yeah, I want to say that we got GoPed parts from them
Oh,
like
you did. You must have.
way back in the day. Like
Yeah, you must have, man. For sure you did. For sure you did. He started with that, and then I think when the Baja came out, they realized that they were using the same power plant.
it's
So
the
I think
same
they were just
motor,
like,
yeah.
"Oh my god! Like, of course we could be selling ported, tuned engines to a whole other market." You know, it makes sense.
Dude, is anyone out there in the chat familiar with another company that you could buy HPI Baja kits from in the United States besides DDM? I couldn't find any. And the ones
I don't
that
think you
kind of
can.
pretended like they wouldn't respond to emails.
No, yeah,
And the
I
other
don't think
ones
so, man.
pretended like they had no idea that the kits were even available. So it was kind of like,
Hilarious. I think there's been like some kind of priority for certain vendors from HPI, and which makes sense because I don't know. They're just supporting the people that supported them for so long, supported the brand for so long.
yeah.
But I don't know. And also, I know that they're doing limited runs. So I think they're just kind of testing out the runs first and making sure they can do larger batches. I don't know what the batches were that they made, but I'm assuming under 1,000.
Yeah, they might
You
be
know,
worried about the tooling equipment degradation after,
all that
certain many
stuff. I don't
pops
know.
or
You know,
whatever. So there's a lot that goes into it. Also,
or even if it.
new ownership, they might just want to be playing it safe and don't want to be tarnishing because you could come out and tarnish the 5B is a legendary like
Yeah,
trademark,
totally
so
agreed.
to do something that would affect that negatively, I think they're playing it safe and smart. I think they're doing a good job.
Oh, as they should. I mean, if people don't realize how much it took for them to get it back to manufacturing, and now that it is, now they can get into a groove, and now it's time to like fiddle with things and add features and maybe do different models within the platform, whatever, you know. But until they got that production running, it made no sense. I think the biggest thing too, the goal is to have aftermarket, or just parts
Yeah,
availability
parts
for all these
availability. Yeah,
Bajas.
for sure. For
The
sure.
amount of old
They're
Bajas
smart.
that are sitting in people's garages, like
100%, dude. 100%, dude. That's where
how
I'm
many
at right
people in
now.
the comments, like there's 62 you guys watching, how many people own a fifth scale car, and when was the last time it ran?
I do now. I own a fifth scale car.
Does it count?
Yeah, well,
Does it
I
count?
got the tracking information. It's somebody's going to be
count?
delivering that Baja eventually.
TJ, man, thanks a lot. Let's see here.
So get shifty vet. I think the whole problem with the limitation is they have no clue of the current market, and I think you're
You're right.
probably correct with
No,
that.
you're right. I mean, why would you risk it? That means makes no sense to risk things,
I
Have
think
to have
they've
them ready to ship.
underestimated it. I don't think I don't think they realize the amount of people that have reached out to me since seeing K-pop stuff and like I'm gonna get a 5B. So
So sick, yeah. I mean, yeah. You should, even if it's just if it's just get it. It's so much different. Electric is a different beast, 100%. But it's everything that I love about the gas is still there in the electric. It's just that there's a lot of differences, and maybe for the better. I would say for the better. Yeah,
Active Power Sports is a scam site. Hold on, Kevin, I hear you on the Instagram
I will,
staff,
Kevin.
and we will.
Yeah, we
But
will. I've
I
got
want
some
to
stuff.
point this out. The Robert Leone Active
Oh.
Power Sports is a scam. I don't want to just spread misinformation, but I might have a little bit to add on that myself too.
Oh shoot.
I feel like that it 100% is a scam, and I feel like that they use some kind of crazy stuff. So tell me what you think.
Drop
Why
shipping.
it's a scam? What's your experience?
Oh, Rob's
Where
it is
are we
100%.
coming up?
Oh, Ken is saying he's got 3 Bajas. 3 days
None
ago in the
with
snow with a
motors.
set of tires. Kenneth, I can't wait till, well, I really can wait till we freeze. But there's a freaking a little just pond in our like High Park. It's called High Park, so it's like Central Park in Toronto. And there's like a big pond there. And when it freezes, if there's no snow, I'm so taking cold cutters with the Baja.
Oh man, studded up, huh? Go rip it out.
Oh man! And what's cool about studded tires is you hit them on asphalt, and it'll just be sparks will just fly.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh man, I had some ideas for that. That's
some cool stuff. There's some cool stuff. Let's see here. Got gas, kicks ass. Got gas, kicks ass. Electric
gas
is
kicks
just
ass.
efficient.
Electric is just efficient.
I don't know. Like the only reason I would say there's something there, Moto, that you need to try only because the gas engines only gain. You only put power through the drivetrain at 5,000 RPM if you've got a black spring. If you got a red spring on that clutch, you're freaking engaging at 8,000 RPM. So your usable RPM range is from 8,000 to whatever your motor will wind out to, which is like only 13K. So active, dude, I don't know.
Very
Set it up
shallow.
right. Set up your gas right because the electric will win.
Steven,
With
my
a race.
Raminator will run over your Baja. Well, yeah, but your Raminator can't catch my Baja, so I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
what we're
or
talking
even jump with it,
about. This ain't
or
monster trucks, bruh.
and also like, what do you mean your wheel's gonna pop off, bro? Like, there's no way. There's no way. I don't care. You can make it out of aluminum all you want. That thing can't jump like a Baja.
Robert Leone says they've been selling brand new Bajas for the last 3 years. Send me a link, bro. I couldn't get one.
What? The last 3 years?
Couldn't
You
get
mean
one.
like
I was looking.
not Bajas? You mean like clones? Is that
Oh
what you're
yeah,
talking about?
Rovens, because that's not Bajas.
That's not what we're looking for.
I didn't know that. But,
whatever. Buy whatever you want,
Baja
but that's not
versus
what
the
we're looking for.
Roven, they do have a different wheelbase. I didn't know that.
Well, they basically recreated everything and CNC their own.
So they just got it
tooling.
off like by a little bit.
They bought one. They bought one and then they measured it. And the problem is like because for so long HPI had been discontinued, I needed a radio box. So I bought a clone one because like I needed a radio box.
Yeah.
And the HPI lid doesn't fit on it.
Whoa.
Yeah, like it's off. It's like crooked in a weird way. I'm like, why?
You know, if you're gonna rip off someone else's stuff, at least do it legit, man. Like
they can't. They even, another big thing, double clutch. You're gonna notice this when you buy your Baja. You're gonna notice that there are 3 different types of plastics. So there are trees that are injection molded out of different blends of plastic. And when you look at a Rovan, when they make them all white, for example, or all orange, you can tell they use only one blend of plastic for all the parts on the Rovan.
100%. Yeah.
But HPI is like, no, we need more flexible plastic here. We need more brittle and strong plastic here. We need, we need something in the middle here.
There's crazy engineering that goes into the plastic selection alone, just to
100%,
especially for race
100%.
vehicles too.
And I'm gonna say this because because every time I use a freaking clone part for whatever reason, because we've had to, it always lets me down every single time. And this is a freaking amazing example of that. Look, we're driving on 3 wheels because a rim broke, and like that just never happens. It just doesn't happen that way.
That's
like
the
that.
part that shouldn't break. You know what I mean? So
it should not with what we did to it. We just
when you don't have the first clue of like how to actually select your plastics so that they have enough durability and flexibility to be like proper for your application, there's your example. You know what I mean? So
yeah, like this is the tumble right here, right? Boom! There goes the wheel. You can see the wheel go.
Path of least resistance, right?
Boom! There goes the wheel. It was not a tumble that I would expect the wheel to crack.
No,
anyway, I could shit on clones all the time. I feel like I'm more pissed off about clones because they've put a few of my friends out of business that designed and built some pretty amazing parts for this platform, and I just can't ever support anybody that would make it hard for my friends to put food on their tables, especially for ones that deserve that food. That deserve that food. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. We can, and also like a lot of people talk about how greasy it makes them feel when they have to buy a freaking clone part.
Greasy,
just greasy, like
makes you feel bad on the inside. It's
like
when your parents said, "I'm not upset with you. I'm just disappointed." It's like, oh
yeah, like maybe if you need to save a bunch of money, don't buy a 5th scale. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, there's plenty of other fish out in the sea, so we don't have to.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, the
But
glass
also,
filled nylon of the old school Associated days. Yeah, I think everybody remembers
oh
that.
man, everybody knows. Anyway, I want to shit on people that because like you couldn't buy. Also, you couldn't buy a Baja for a long time. So those people that had to buy Bajas because that was the only way to get a Baja.
Oh, I was
Man,
so
I feel
close,
like you're
dude.
forgiven.
Like there was probably 3 or 4 that I
What
did
can you
reach
do?
out to the people on eBay about, and they were
Yeah,
just super cold about wanting to send more pictures. And it's like, man, that's a lot of money, for not wanting to like take some better pictures. And then what the like, come on, dude. When you guys are selling stuff on eBay, and I'm like, could you get some better pictures? It's like, those are the best pictures I can get. It's like everybody's got a pretty
because they're
damn good
drop
phone
shipping.
nowadays.
It's because they're
You
drop
know?
shipping, right? That's what they're doing. They're creating like these
Oh,
networks. They don't even. That guy's never doesn't even touch that
doesn't even
box.
touch that thing.
I know. Anyway, Get Shifty's saying that he's got his designs for kill switches for his Baja stolen. That sucks, man. Get Shifty, man. That's awful.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that's the problem.
Oh, he's Ramtech. No way,
That's Ramtech?
dude. Ramtech, man.
That's
Are
Ramtech?
you bringing? Yeah, man. Are you bringing anything back for the
Dude, we just
Baja
talked
or
about
anything?
that last Tall Can Tuesday where we're like, is that's this place you were like, are they still?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I wonder. Anyway, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Is that you, Rob? Oh man, all these freaking old Baja guys coming back.
I'm telling you,
No, this
man,
is
these
Shane,
Baja
Rob's
dudes
son.
have been waiting for this day to come where
Oh,
we can
I
all
can't wait.
dust our fifth scale off.
I
Get
can't
those
wait for them to
people
bring
in.
back all that community, man. It was such a
Dude,
tight
a
community.
huge community, man.
Oh, here, hold on. We can show there's stuff happening, right? That you sent me some links about.
Yes, sir.
Let me see stuff.
Specifically the Tober stuff. So
Yep, I'm on there.
competitionx.com
Oh
had
wait, maybe not.
the Sun Sand project, which was another HBI, and then through that's how I found this news
Hold on.
feed regarding the Dune Toberfests that used to take place in SoCal with one of the United States' largest fifth scale RC meets that it ever took place.
Oh, I'm looking for it, but I can't find. No, did I
Links
freaking
on the
crash it?
document.
I know. Hold on, I gotta find the document. Come on. You know me, man. This is bad because I didn't have it like right where I need it, and I've been downloading it every time I need it. Here we go. Where is it? It's called Dune Toberfest.
Yeah, it's Dune Toberfest 2009, Southern California. It's competitionx.com news link, and I have it listed on that little paper as what happened to the fifth scale events like this. And you see some of the pictures of this event, and it's like, whoa, dude! Like, where are all these dudes? Like, what? How did we go from 2014, 2015? I think was some of the last big ones to just 5 years later. Like these, everyone gets kids and does stuff, but I feel like if we could
something happened.
I feel like if we could get back to trying to get like a once a year meet, that some of these dudes might kind of, might be worth dusting off your stuff. Yeah.
I probably won't bring a Baja, but I'll bring my camera. It's kind of sad. It's hard to travel unless I guess I could ship it to you. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Well, could you
Toberfest? There you go.
Can't you take them apart on a center chassis plate so it's like 2 pieces?
Oh, yeah, I guess I could. Has anybody ever taken a weed whacker engine on a plane and checked luggage?
Man, I didn't really think about that. If you drain it, we could ship it.
Electric. No, I'm thinking whatever. I would ship it. I would ship it somewhere for sure. That's what I would do.
Okay, so this is the Dune Toberfest. This is 2009 for an example, and this is one of the big meets that used to take place back in the day. And these are like some of the stuff that I really would like to see some more of the community base, the more like the event. Like these fifth scale events, like it wasn't just like for like RC this or RC, it was like fifth scale. Like it didn't matter, what you were into. It was like fifth scale. It didn't matter whether you had Baja buggies, trucks, whether you raced, whether you went out in the dunes, whether you built little sand rippers. It was like the fifth scale community. It didn't matter. You were just part of that community, and that was
I thought
cool.
There was some really cool events, right? Because it wasn't only just like fifth scale racing where they would do the 4-wheel drive classes and the 2-wheel drive classes, the truck and the buggy. Like they would also have like long jump. They would have like all these like crazy contests, and they would do the oval too. The oval was like a super fun time to rip. Not for Dune Toberfest, but like for Hostel Fest and
the other fifth scale events.
The other fifth scale events.
Yep.
And it was a lot of fun doing that kind of stuff. And a lot of the manufacturers that DDM carries and DDM himself would sponsor all these events, and they would send like thousands of dollars worth of merch and like parts. And if you ever ended up showing up to one of these events, there was a time where you would just get in line and they would just hand you stuff. People would get
it was the heyday, man. It was the heyday.
Yeah, MIP wrenches and stuff, like not cheap things.
No, legit.
Crazy.
Yeah, legit cool stuff.
Yeah, and those were the companies that were really helping support the community. And then so something that you have to remember that clone companies don't do, but we'll stop talking about clones.
So these old flipping lips went to one of the Doontoberfest with Turtle Dave. Man, dude, that's the like those are the good old days, right, man?
It's pretty crazy, man. It's pretty crazy just even seeing them like develop parts that weren't even released yet. Like I remember Turtle Dave was racing his steering kit before it was released, and it was like, hey, check it out, like this is what it is. And you're like looking at it pre-release,
and he's giving it out to like homies at the track, right? Like, here, check this out, test this out. Let me
I kind of have a feeling like most of his like friend guys in the Baja community definitely got one to just test out for sure. That's how you make sure things work, really. Pretty crazy, man. And look, if you look there, so this is a 5T body, so 5T truck, but it's actually running the 5B paddles in the rear. So that's what the 5B paddles look like on a truck body for the 5th scales. Kind of a good reference.
That's just offset, or is it a wider knee?
Much wider. I would say almost a 1/4 of an inch wider.
So it simulates the buggy stance then, like the 5B offset and stance of the bigger meat in the back.
But also, what you can do when you get your buggy is you don't have to do the offset that is in the manual. I think the buggy offset, the toe in, is like 4 degrees or something crazy.
Oh, okay.
You could do 2, like the trucks, I think, are 2 stock, but the buggies are 4. So so you could play around with that if you like, but it is very stable. The buggy setup from the box is incredibly stable.
It's good, huh? Yeah, they were really smart about that, dude. The
insane.
geometry they use in that thing is like.
It's so
real
good.
Deal geometry, man.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. Anyway,
the next Volcan Tuesday, I think we'll point out the lack of geometry on a new 5th scale 2-wheel drive buggy. Let's just say that.
Oh, I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, I think you do.
I know. I don't want to.
So you're taught. You see how you're pointing out that shock angle that points directly at the inside of the tire. Yeah, that's some OG angles right there, bro. I see the limit straps too.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like the limit strap. So if you are, one of the 59 people watching, but and if you're getting one of these Bajas, don't forget to get limiting straps for your Baja if you want to tumble or jump a lot, because a lot of the times the shock ends will pull out if you overextend your suspension. So
I'll be strapping mine for sure.
Yeah, that's just an easy thing to avoid having to just fix the shock by taking it completely apart, but also buying shock ends, which is...
What's the story on those white plastic on the arms?
Oh, wait, which one's the...
That OG RPM
arms?
stuff?
That's RPM stuff. I'm not a massive fan of RPM stuff. They are stronger. They're stronger in the sense that they don't break.
Being brittle, dude.
Yeah, and I think even brittle in a weirder way. They waller out. The holes for the pinion, the pins, the hinge pins.
The hinge pin holes actually get
sloppy.
Yeah.
They get sloppy, and I'm
weird.
like, that's weird, man. Yeah, they didn't break, but now I've got like an inch of play.
I've had bad luck with some of their stuff. I don't want to talk bad about it, but some of their AR.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, if they'll hold together better. It's just in the long run, you're almost better with stock arms.
Copy that. Doontoberfest, man. These are the events I wish we can get some of the old school 5th scale guys to, I'm sure that if we were to try to pull an event like this and get some people committed, it's hard with kids and all that stuff, but at the same time.
No, dude, man. Oh my God. They all bring kids. It's like
you bring the whole family.
An RV event.
It's family event. I know. That's what I'm saying,
insane.
Man.
It's like insane. And everyone's just drinking beer. It's like the best.
Barbecues, beers, and family, bro. This sounds like a party to me. This is why I got an HBI. I know one of these days we're all going to bring them together.
Oh, we will, man, for sure.
Ripping.
I can't wait to do that, man. I'm thinking it's good. We should do SAS before it gets too late. I know some people were asking about it.
Let's get SAS cracking right now so that we can close off this stream.
All right, let me see.
Get off in the evening. I got to get some snacks back in. It's getting late.
Oh, did you even eat any of those freaking...
I didn't want to be like... fish
Yeah,
like
yeah, okay,
smacking
yeah,
in the microphone. I've been
Oh,
like
and you-
like as soon as we get off stream though, I'm gonna get two just to catch up. I love me some
I don't
Swedish
know.
fish, man.
Sometimes I buy candy all the time. I just I just eat it
All right,
all.
favorite candy in the chat. My favorite candy is probably not Swedish fish.
Mine is blue Sour Patch Kids, man. Blue though,
I'm
like
gonna
a
say
sour icy. You know what I'm saying?
God,
Like a
dude,
sour
favorite
icy.
candy. Favorite like I think I'm gonna go with a candy bar.
Oh shit. Okay, well that's different. That's a whole different category.
I mean, it's candy, right? Like, are we just talking about gummies? Like gummies specifically? I'm
Yeah,
gonna
like
say cherry lifesaver gummies. There, I'm going with that. Cherry
cherry
lifesaver.
lifesaver gummies. Those are tasty. Oh yeah, yeah, those are tasty, man. I'm into it. I'm into it. Should I do this first? Because I've got some
Swedish
stuff
fish.
for Facebook.
Kevin Klein, Swedish fish.
I'm thinking maybe we'll just do it this way, and then I've got some stuff. Well, maybe I didn't set it up right. Whatever. We'll do this first, and then I've got something to show from Facebook that for some reason hasn't been showing on Instagram, and it's driving us nuts. But I think it's because the person who's been showing it off on Instagram doesn't have a public Instagram account, so anything he tags me in, I can't see. So
Oh, copy that.
that's why that's happening. But let me get on that first. Let's see.
We got some Mike and Ike fans. We got some Mexican chocolate bar.
Don't forget to throw them up.
Blue Jolly
Mike
Ranchers
Ike.
all day. Blue Jolly Ranchers,
dude,
man.
all day.
Flavored
Shit.
sugar Smarties or Kit Kats. These flipping old lips. Wine gums. What is a wine gum?
Wine
Kenneth?
gums.
Can you tell me what a wine gum is, Kenneth?
Oh,
That
they're
sounds
just like
really familiar.
they're like bigger gummies, and they're like more flavorful because they taste more like fruit. I get like candy fruit. Would be
Robert
Let's see
Leone
here.
says he's got a bunch of fifth scale guys. They have weekly meets every Sunday, and we get like 10 to 20 guys. Dude, tag me on social with that, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
come on, bro. Maybe don't tell anybody because you're gonna get like 100 people there, and then it's gonna ruin your whole
no,
vibe.
that's what we need to do. We need to get over this. It's only for me and my group.
Yeah. No, I know for sure. I feel like that's what's going to hopefully happen. I'm hoping there's kind of an injection for some of these companies that used to make solely fifth scale stuff, or at least that are making low C fifth scale stuff now, starting to make more stuff for Bajas. It'll be interesting to see. Anyway, I'm going to throw this up. Just give me a sec.
Oh, it says K-pop knows about a Nugs bar. You know what's up with a Nugs bar?
Nugs bar, maybe.
I never
What do you
heard of
mean?
the
No.
Nugs bar.
Oh, is that a weed bar? I don't know. I don't partake in the edibles.
Chocolate bar. Mexican chocolate bar.
Oh, yes, I do know. Delicious. Antonio, thank you for sending me the Nugs bar. Yeah. He sent me a whole bunch of candies, and that was one of the ones I'm probably sure I ate all those first. Delicious.
Moto Caveman with the Jolly Ranchers. I haven't had a Jolly Rancher in a minute, dude. Y'all remember when Jolly Rancher came out with a soda?
Yeah.
Am I just tripping on that, or was that a thing?
No, I remember that. No, I don't remember actually. What am I saying? Maybe. Anyway, here we're gonna do this. All right. So wait, headphone users, be careful. Oh, scale is shit. All right, dudes. Just so you know, Monster Parts has been making some pretty sweet MST rims for the MST barrels, and these have got to be one of my favorite rims. I got to get them for one of my. Yeah, man, got to go crazy Japanese on one of my builds for one day and put the freaking things. Anyway, so if you're looking for MST wheel inserts that are like kind of super obscure, or maybe you're looking for an engine pokey for your monster truck or your no prep freaking drag racer or whatever it is, yeah, hit up Monster Parts on Instagram and Facebook, man. That dude's got some cool stuff.
Really cool
anyway,
stuff.
Paul, man, I don't know if Paul's still watching, but Paul. So Paul's been bugging me because he's been tagging me as Scale is Shit on Instagram, which is what you need to do to be like talked about on this segment, is to tag me on Instagram as hashtag Scale is Shit. We'll find you. But the only way that works is if you have a freaking public account. If you don't have a public account, no one can see your stuff. So I think that's probably why I can't see his build. But look how sick this build is, man. Look how sick this build is.
That
Beautiful
is
build.
Really clean looking.
Super clean, man. Super clean. Oh, wow. The attention to detail. is fire. I don't know what
Machine
it
links,
is
dude.
though.
It looks like it's got the machine front link right there. It's pretty cool little.
Looks all
Look at the
aluminum
little
front.
LEDs next to the light bucket too. I think that's kind of
Right
a
there,
cool. Yeah,
I'm like the covers, the IPF covers, and the hella lights in the
the hella
front. Is
light
so
covers.
sick.
Yeah,
And
it's good.
the rollers on the yeah, man, on the
On the
winch.
winch.
So sick. So sick.
Yeah, that's a good looking
Anyway.
rig, man.
Yeah, he deserves some praise on that one. That thing looks pretty fire. Not pretty fire, very fire. Look at that.
What kind of body is that? Is that a?
I think this is an R. Isn't this like a ready to run or a kit version? I can't remember what this is. Somebody will know. Hopefully,
That looks
freaking
good,
Paul's
man.
on there, so he can tell us, man. Oh, and then freaking Goatly. Goatly hasn't made it on the
cross
stream.
cart, bro. That's a cross cart. Yeah, it's a cross cart.
So Goatly, man, he's usually on the stream every once in a while. Friend from the UK. He's
Bet you couldn't
he's
guess
like
the rapping.
poor guy. He's had some romantic issues, and he's like writing. No, I feel like it's a bit of a jab. I hope to his whatever lady friend. No girlfriend ever said I got you one of these cross cart thingy majiggies. Bet you couldn't guess from the rapping. That's so funny, man. I was like,
Dude, I was like, that's a cross cart. Look at that. I thought
Yeah, you
someone
knew
would
right
do was,
away,
like, taking
man.
that off the truck, like, hey man, Merry Christmas. I'll
I
take
know,
2
but
of
look-
those. 1000
Yeah.
cc.
I was gonna say, did you notice the second one back there? Does that
Oh,
Goatly, man?
trust me, I seen both. Yeah, I mean, it's.
Oh man, that looks awesome. Anyway, maybe
I'd
one
kill
day
myself on one of those things.
I would kill myself on a dirt bike. I don't know, like dirt bike for
yeah.
sure, but like a cross cart, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't get that hurt. I'd just get a little bit hurt. Ooh. Hold on, I got to
So
bring
for
up
those
SAS
of you
now.
that don't know, SAS is a scale as shiitake hashtag that
Yeah,
we
you can
use
say-
on the Insta.
So you can
and,
say shit, you just can't say the F word. The F word is the no-no.
Mm.
Just a heads up.
Gotcha. I might have let one slip last time, but
Oh, that's okay. I do it all the time. As long as it's not like all the time, you're
I know,
okay.
like over
You're
and
okay.
over again.
Yeah, you're okay. Anyway, check it out. So Kevin Rev44 is watching our stream and took this picture at the same time. So it looks like Kevin is enjoying the stream while building this awesomeness. What are you doing there? It looks like you're working on something. Some kind of aluminum hub upgrade or something. That looks pretty sweet. Okay, I'm gonna keep moving. Empire, man. Empire's got this MCD. So this is an MCD. I can't remember what W5. So it's like the 4-wheel drive kind of short coursey race truck. But it's wearing the MCD XR5 street rim and tires. So that's why it looks a little like
Little squatter.
not meaty,
Squatter Potter.
But this is an incredible 4-wheel drive platform for racing. This will eat any Losi 5 ever. And the major reason for that is the lack of rotational mass. This thing is a race car. The Losi 5 is built to be manufactured cheaply.
Yeah.
I think that's the difference. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the Losi 5, but like this is just on another league. You can't compare the two. And the performance is there to back it up. These guys are winning.
Dope looking. Dope paint job
Yeah,
too.
super dope paint job. I love that.
It's that Hoonigan.
Oh yeah, I love that. Yeah, that's weird.
Hoonigan drip.
Awesome.
Drip fade.
Love
Cool.
it. That looks so good. Anyway, scaled modified RC looks like it's cold where you're at. I feel your pain, and that blue really pops on those leaves, man. Love it. Oh, there he is. Love
It's
it.
a good looking rig. Nice little garage you got going there.
Love the garage, man. Like, what's in the corner? Look, he's even got like a little wrestling figure.
Yeah, dude.
What is that? Randy Savage? Anyway, whatever. Scale JDM RC Drift Project van is got a whole new front end. I don't know a lot about these crazy upgrades, but it looks like it's an overdose design kind of front end. Not 100% sure. None of the drifter guys I think are on the stream, so I can't get their expertise.
Got you.
Looks good though. Looks good. Look at this.
Fancy parts, dude. Yeah.
Fancy pantsy, man. Fancy pantsy. JDM Drift Project. Easier to see your video, your photo a little bit. Backlight your shit, bro. Man, if you backlit this a little bit so you get a little ring around that BMW. I don't know. That looks fire regardless, though. I shouldn't criticize. That looks really good. Russell RC, man, WPL. WPL makes some really cheap RC kits that I would recommend for nieces and nephews, or somebody who's like wants to maybe get into RC but doesn't know if they'd like it and they want to like the tinkering side of the kit building side. Very much recommend WPL for that kind of stuff. 100%. But if you're looking for like real hobby grade crawler performance for 10 scale, I don't know if I would start here, but yeah. But if you don't know if you're gonna like the hobby, heck yeah. Very, very easy to get into it, and then also
floor base too.
Yeah, and also very like the floor looks sick.
The diorama base, I guess we can call it.
Yeah. Well, he should make it a lot bigger because it's gonna be hard to get that in the shot. But yeah, that looks good. Yeah, I need to make something like that. Anyway, it looks really cool. I have a bunch of WPLs. They're fun little rigs for sure. Let's see here. Muddy fucker scale crawlers. That's a light freaking. That's a lot of light coming from that light bar. Wow.
Jeez, dude.
He's crazy. It's like his own son.
What is it? What kind of light bar does it say in the comment there? What kind of light bar it is?
What does it say? No, it doesn't. Vanquish. No, it doesn't. Doesn't. Element.
Okay.
No, it doesn't. Okay. You'd think it would.
Man, well, that's kind of why I don't use Instagram. Every time I find something cool, everyone's trying to think they're holding on to some nuclear codes with.
You gotta ask. You gotta ask.
But it's like, come on.
Dude, you're doing so well on Instagram.
And then wait for a reply.
You got like, what do you got? Like 37,000 followers?
No, I don't really do Instagram as much as I probably should. Man.
I would say that it's like the least Facebooky of the social media apps, if that makes you feel any better. Like, you're not going to see weird things in your feed that you didn't want there. If that makes any sense. Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. What do you see that you don't want to see?
I'll tag you next time.
Okay. Oh, tag me. Okay. We'll do. Oh no, don't poison my feed, man. Don't poison my feed. Funny Mucker scale crawlers. That's a sick little mud pit, man. And
yeah, that'd be a cool, fun little trail with some buddies, man.
Freaking cool, man.
I got to meet some guys and go out and do some more crawling. That's something I enjoy. The fun, the group aspect of crawling.
And this looks super cool. Like they have a really nice spot with this like mossy kind of
beautiful terrain.
Rocky terrain. It looks very good. And
I
very
like
scaled.
I like those axial Broncos. Something about those, man.
I just like how they sit. Maybe it's just the way they design the Broncos. The Ford Broncos have this like kind of mean, like almost like bulldoggy kind of like stance.
Stout,
they just look fat and angry. Not fat, like just freaking tough in a weird way. Yeah, I'm into it. I like them too. I've never gotten into the big semis, but like I've always kind of wanted to. I wouldn't go with the American.
To build a king hauler, dude.
I always wanted to do like one of those ones that starts with an S, like the Euro ones with the flat nose. What are the cabovers? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'd be so cool to do one of those. Motion models RC is just always 3D printing cool stuff for his 24 scale crawlers. Gear Guy is like a machine. He keeps pumping out these like replica wheels from like the 90s, 80s, 90s to early 2000s. It's crazy. And you can even contact him and he'll like make you whatever you want. So if you want these like obscure stock rims from some JDM vehicle, like some weird K car or something, he'll do it.
Your guy killing it, man.
He's killing it, man. He really knows what he's doing. It's pretty nutty. Scale modified RC with your Clodbuster. Man, I love Clodbusters. I don't know why. They're cool.
OG Clodbuster, right? I gotta love it.
Yeah, I mean, Freddy, you got the Freddy in there, man. It's pretty good. Yeah, it looks good.
That's a cool little flatbed right there. Cool. Good job.
Yeah, I mean, it's 124 scale, so like to get things to print FDM looking really nice at that scale, that's yeah, man, he deserves some praise for that.
Yeah,
sure. And it looks great. That looks really cool. Machining block too there. Your guy with another one, like, come on.
Insert.
Come on. Beautiful insert, MST insert.
Detail. Yeah. That detail's good.
We
got mini dude playing with a mini dude. Where the hell did you get that mini Ninja Turtle at, bro? I gotta get one of those. mini 3D printer too. I'm realizing printing mini Legos.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy, bro.
Yeah, Doggo man, killing it. Yeah,
Give
this
me
guy.
some credit on that
There's
one.
a couple of guys I follow that tell a lot of stories with their dioramas, and this is one of them. Chooched RC is also
Yeah,
another one of you
Chooch
guys.
cracks me up,
Just
dude.
I
I mean,
laugh so hard every time.
yeah, like hard.
He deserves
Hey,
more
Crow
followers,
Below,
too.
what's up? Little representing
Crow
Oregon.
Below,
I
man.
told this dude he needed to start rocking the SAS hashtag because he's got some.
Yeah, man.
He really does
Dude.
have some cool builds, man. Like
It really looks good. I love how stubby it is. It's
he
so
kind of
cool.
goes to the beat of his own drum. That's kind of why I'm a fan of this Crow Below
Yeah,
Customs,
yeah.
dude.
Am I not? I should be. I'm following him.
You
Yeah, I'm
should be
definitely
following that dude.
Oh, I
'cause
am. Yeah, I am. I definitely am.
He's got some bangers. He's got a cool little like RC track in the backyard, so he's able to
Sick.
make some really cool stuff.
Man, he might make my
Yeah,
list.
he's got the Crow Camino, which is like a Kyosho based El Camino that he's got set up like a rally car, and I can't get enough of that thing. I love that thing.
He might be my 5. He might be one of my 5s.
Yeah, he's got some cool stuff, dude. And he's a fellow Oregon.
You might be one of
native,
my
so-
5s, bro. You're gonna be one
Hey,
of my
bro,
5s.
you're my top 5 too.
No, because like you know what I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna pick 5 people, and I'm gonna tell them to pick 5 people.
Yep,
And
you'll
then,
be in the
and then-
5 on 5 on 5. You got 5 on it.
Yeah, and then hopefully we get 30 people, and we'll talk
Yep.
about everything they've done that needs to be talked about. So sick. So yeah, let us know when you're doing cool stuff on Instagram by maybe using the hashtag, or don't even use the hashtag. Whatever, just come and hang out. Let us know, message us, whatever. I don't know, or message me. I don't want to put that on Double Clutch. I'm sure he's not on there very often anyway, right?
No, I don't. I should use Instagram more than I do. I don't use it as much as I should.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's a pit. It's a pit of despair in some ways, and it's also a massive waste of time. So don't ever get trapped in social media.
It
dudes.
is.
Like,
It is.
just
It is a
don't.
waste. It is a waste of time.
It's gonna make, not only is it gonna make you mad because people are dumb, but it's just gonna just frustrate you, and it's mental health.
You
man.
could be doing better stuff. Here
Build
we go.
RCs.
6 degrees. What we got? Adjustable. I
Yeah.
love shit like this.
Yeah, overdose, man. It just I think he's just showing this particular aftermarket A-arm and the
The 6 degrees of adjustment.
Yeah, or maybe it's even locked at 6 degrees. I'm not 100% sure, but it's cool. It is for a YD2 chassis, so there's so many options for those chassis. It's crazy. It's just crazy what you can do. TJ, man, this is an awesome. I can't wait to see this thing finished. Oh God, what have I done? I can't wait to see this thing finished. It's awesome. It's on like a Tamiya, what is it, TT01
TTO2
chassis or something?
whatever. Yeah.
TTO2, yeah. But you can see he extended it. So look, it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, for sure.
so I don't know what drive chassis it looks, maybe Traxxas actually. Look at that. It's
Get
red.
your drive
Weird.
line on.
Anyway, it's interesting. Let's see here. Keep moving. Oh yeah, look at this. Jipper's getting subscribers. If you guys don't know who Jipper is, Jipper's doing like crazy FPV with Traxxas slashes. And he's like racing like very scale speeds through like really bumpy kind of terrain. If you don't know who Jipper R_RC is, go follow that dude for sure.
We're
Okay,
back.
yeah, and then we're back. Nice, we're back. Okay, cool. We can kill it. We can kill the stream. Dude, Double Clutch, man. Thanks for coming and hanging out today, man.
Thank you always for having me, K-Pop. It's always a pleasure being able to rap.
Yeah. Let me know if you want to do this again, because like it's I feel like it's really up to you, but I would like to have you anytime you'd be down.
I've been enjoying it, man. As long as my schedule's free, I'll be around on the next Tuesday.
Sweet.
As long as you'll have me. So
Awesome.
let's keep it rolling.
100p. So what I'm gonna do though is like maybe we should talk about this though, like a couple days before, so we can get a good. Not that we didn't this time, but might help things later for me.
100p.
I'm a scatterbrain, like you guys
100p.
know that are watching. 64 YouTubers watching. If you guys can, thumbs up the video, please do. If you're not subscribed, this isn't even what we do. Like, this isn't what Double Clutch does. This isn't what really I do. We're just hanging out on Tuesdays usually. But if you want to check out the channel, check out K-Pop RC, go check out Double Clutch Productions. His link is in the description as well. He just dropped a video today. So it's pretty sick. It's pretty sick because it's like customizing, making pre-runners out of things that aren't really meant to be pre-runners, which I think is the coolest thing ever, right? Like,
let's stick it to the man.
things.
Subscribing is free, so hit that like, bang it out. Appreciate you guys.
Boom.
Appreciate all the support.
Yeah. Awesome, man. So Double Clutch, we'll see you next week, and maybe hang around. I'll talk to you after.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Later,
you guys have a good night,
buddy. Yeah, I cut him off like a dummy. All right, dudes. Thanks a lot for coming and hanging out. I have to change this up. Oh boy. It's because I'm not using the switcher, so I can't just hit a button. You know what I'm saying? Oh, maybe I can hit a button. No, I can't hit a button because you're not gonna get audio. Come on, man. Come on, we're working on it. This is how hard it is for me to kill a stream when I'm not doing it like my usual way, dudes. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I gotta share screens because you can't even see that. Oh boy, dudes. This is a rough time. We're working on it. We're working on it. Boom! Thanks a lot for coming out, hanging out on Tall Can Tuesday. We do this live stream every Tuesday, so come and hang out. Ask your questions. Tell us what to do on YouTube because, like, really, if you got a good idea, let us know. Definitely use the hashtag ScaleAsShit on Instagram, and I will shout you out on Tall Can Tuesday, especially if your build is Scale as Shit. So don't forget to subscribe to K-Pop RC. We've got some cool stuff happening. Man, there's a baby on a Baja this weekend. So if you want to come watch that, do it. Do it. Cheers to beers, boys. See you guys next week. Ciao.